Sign your name, grab the mic, step into the light. No script tonight, just whatever you got inside. Crowd lean in, stage hum low, truth hit different at a live show. Hey, say what you wanna say, Tuesday Night Law. Step to the mic, let the room stand in awe. Laugh if it burns, cheer if it lands. Truth don't whisper when it's held in your hands. Say what you wanna say, roll that sound. Crowns turn plastic when they spin around. All are welcome in the neon play, till the tyrant clears his throat like, alright, that's the end of day. One mic, one room, one shot to speak. Some come loud, some barely squeak, but the doors stay open, the lights stay warm. Every Tuesday night's a true storm. Say what you wanna say, Tuesday Night Law. Step to the mic, let the room stand in awe. Laugh if it burns, cheer if it lands. Truth don't whisper when it's held in your hand. Say, wanna say, roll that sound. Crowns turn plastic when they spin around. All out, welcome in the neon play, till the tyrant clears his throat like, alright, that's the end of day.
Oops, sorry, hey Swine, Phil and the Bears, Lola, how's everybody going? How's everybody going? Don't be going, we just started. So I guess a couple of, oh, by the way, the link is pinned. A couple of interesting YouTube developments. I had just done a short yesterday, day before, of I forgot Hello Lurkers and Let's of Todd saying that anybody who hides videos, they must be guilty of something. They're hiding evidence, and then I showed where Finkel had totally decimated his channel. All his lives were gone basically. And today they started coming back, and I found out, this may be news to some people, but the TPO or whatever it's called against Finkel only in Florida, was dismissed by the judge without prejudice. Now, for those of you who did not study at the Google Law School, like all those people where Todd's did, without prejudice is the one that means Rabbit can refile. It's just that the judge didn't feel he had submitted enough. So that's why you'll see Finkel is putting stuff back up. And after I say hello to Rabbit, maybe we can talk about that one ridiculous video I did watch of Finkel's today. Put a 17 in chat if you think I should just ignore Spider. Did I say after I say hello to Rabbit? Anyway, hey Spider.
Hello. How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was giving you time to follow up.
I sometime in the last 24 hours I came down with a little bit of a cold. My throat's a little bit sore, my head's a little bit foggy, but I'm still alive.
And hey Gigs. Well, I would think, a cold is annoying, but with you it would be bad to get like joint pain because you have 8 knees. It's a spider joke, folks. It's a spider joke. Okay, stick with me here. I'm hilarious.
I'm gonna leave. Okay, I'll talk to you later. I get it.
So,
It just sucks this time of year. I didn't get sick once all winter long, and then now I got this like summer thing. This sucks. I mean,
that
it's not too bad. It'll probably go away
yeah,
quick, but I don't know.
that happens to me like every second or third year. This time of year, I'll get that.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, exciting day. Finkel out of the clear for the moment. Good
Yeah,
for him. Um,
I
I'm sure
I like the
it's probably giving Todd probably giving Todd
yeah
some extra wind under his wings.
yeah yeah. He'll say, "Oh, mine's next." Then
Yeah.
I'm I'm hoping that what it's going to do is just get Finkel to dig the hole deeper, and then
Mm-hmm.
Rabbit will refile.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
exactly.
they are pretty stupid.
Well, I just my pointing and laughing finger is sitting here polished, ready to go whenever it's needed.
Um, so if people saw it, let's talk for a moment about that sweeping video Finkel did about the loan. Did you watch it?
I started to watch it and it got really, 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 really boring. And I kind of quit about, I don't know, maybe halfway through, something like that.
Well, here's a couple interesting things I noticed about it.
Hey,
Like, first
Jerry, by
of
the way.
all, I was just
Hey,
about to say that. By the way, you totally interrupted my flow. I was about to say, first of all, the thing I noticed was, "Hey, Jerry." Anyway,
Okay. Okay.
uh,
Sorry.
so he supposedly this video was to support Todd in the idea that maybe he doesn't owe that money to JJ. Maybe JJ should have never, that was
Mhm.
like on the surface of it. But after watching it a bit, I noticed one of the things he kept saying, where he would say allegedly,
Mhm.
it was always on something that Todd has said. So it's like,
Mhm.
well, allegedly JJ did this, or allegedly Todd gave him back 500. It's like, well, wait a minute. These are things Todd has said, and you're saying allegedly about Todd, not
Mhm.
JJ. And then the other thing is the stuff he was throwing out there, a lot of it, it was supporting JJ's case. Like to me, in my vast knowledge of Google Law School, um, and I may not be a lawyer, but I used to watch Judge Wapner all the time.
Mhm. Same here.
When when somebody give if okay, now let's say something really crazy here. Let's say Jerry gave you $2,000, okay,
Mhm.
don't say
and
that.
you and you and you said he then takes you to small claims court and wants his $2,000 back, and you say, Your Honor, it was a gift, it was not a loan, and he has no paperwork whatsoever to show it was a loan. And the judge says to you, Mr. Dog, did you or did you not on June 12th give him back $250? Yes, I did. Then you acknowledged the loan.
Yeah,
Boom.
simple as that.
Todd buried himself, and Finkel totally well, I forget the word I wanted, but he repeated it. So
He
I'm kind
notarized
of
it.
really I'm really seriously wondering with this thing with between Todd and JJ, which side Finkel's on, because Finkel always said JJ was a good-hearted guy, a good man. You know,
I don't know what JJ's intentions were. I I I want to say that it's not some big conspiracy. Like I just don't think it's as big of a conspiracy as Todd would like it to be. And so
oh yeah,
therefore I have to sort of think JJ was like, okay, like look, I'll give you some money. Like is he invested in Todd going after Ryder? I guess so. I guess there's that element of it. But the thing that I was kind of like wondering about with when Finkel was sort of laying down his thing is like he was bringing up things like, you know, he's an elected official and there's an election, and like sort of implying that maybe there's some, you know, this isn't a good look for JJ and stuff like that. And I'm like, the money to Todd had nothing to do with JJ, in the sense that JJ wasn't a part of Ryder's case against Todd in any way. It was Ryder versus Todd. So JJ lending Todd money doesn't really fall back on him on that, any of that aspect of him being an elected official, or anything to have to do with his campaign at the time. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like it would be. It looks more like a friend helping out a friend. That's what I see happening. But
yeah,
who knows? You know,
I agree. I agree with you, Spider Dog. That doesn't like that doesn't sound like just like a personal thing that Todd's using now, after it came out to try to make it look like something bad was happening. But yeah, you know, Todd is like he wants to pretend he's the Saturday morning villain. You know what I mean? He doesn't know subtlety. He wants to be Magneto.
Yeah, and he weaponizes everything that he can, right? Like any information against somebody he doesn't like, he's gonna weaponize, you know. And it's, you know, on top of like all of this, there's this aspect of him. Not that this has any legal bearings, I don't think, but just like, you know, getting money from JJ for a lawyer, and then getting the same amount from Finkel, but Todd never telling Finkel about the JJ money. It's just, there's a lot of just sketchiness on all of it in my mind, you know. It just seems gross, basically. Like he's, you know, there's a reason why he didn't tell Finkel. He probably didn't want, you know, he wanted $3,000 from Finkel.
Yep. Yeah, Todd strikes me as the kind of person who says, "Hey, could you help me out? And could you help me out?" And then when both people come with the money, he doesn't go, "Oh no, I already got it." He goes, "Yeah.
That's totally."
Yeah. You almost wonder, as you say that, because I knew somebody just like this, that when Finkel was giving him the money, if at the time Todd thought, okay, I'll pay JJ back with this money, but then once it was in his hand, he was like, oh, but maybe I'll take half of it and get that laptop, and I'll give JJ the other half and pay him back the rest over time. And he bought the laptop, and it was like, oh, but then again, this other 1,500, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, totally.
He just convinces himself along the way there's reasons not to give the money. And now the reason is JJ's working behind his back on stuff, and maybe it's dirty money from campaign donations anyway, and la.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he said he gave JJ back $500. What? I'm just curious. Like, I'm pumped. We're never gonna know, but like, where did that $500 come from? Did it come from money that Finkel gave him, or did it come from you know, other funds he got or whatever? Because it would be funny if that 500 did come from the 3,000 that Finkel gave him. Because
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. It's exactly what Muckster was saying. Basically, like he got another 3,000. Was like, oh, I'll give him a little bit of this, but I'll spend the rest on myself. You know.
Or I could even see like Finkel being like, you owe JJ $3,000. Here, let me give you 1,500 so you get off your back. And then Todd's all like, yeah. I'll give him this 1,500, sure.
No, from the sounds of it, it was for a lawyer. That's what everybody seemed to. That was the story, and Finkel looked pretty surprised as he was finding out that JJ gave him 3,000 for a lawyer. But maybe it's all clickbait. I don't know.
By the way, folks, and I didn't check, but like I just saw it say about Finkel put up 6 videos today. You might be right, but on the other hand, because I saw you mention the 90-day challenge one, and I looked at that, thought, oh, is Finkel going to say, hey, I'll take you up on that? And then I realized, because he mentioned something about, he was like, today is May 17th. So maybe all the videos you think he put up today are actually ones that he brought back,
Mhm.
and YouTube thinks they're new. Because when
Yeah.
I saw that one about the 90-day challenge, it said 3 hours. And then he mentioned May 17th. So I think he had like a whole bunch of videos that are saying they came up at noon
Yeah.
or whatever time it was.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was. I'm subscribed to him, so as he was putting them up, they were popping up into my feed, and I right away I started recognizing them as the videos he had taken down. So he's putting up a lot of older videos back that were because he took everything down. So and then
yeah,
he
because
did
that's
his
not hiding.
yeah,
That's not
yeah.
hiding. When you hide and then you bring them back up after you hide them, it still says the old date.
Yeah, it has the old date. He took them down for sure.
Now, when I think he just privatized them and then brought them back. I don't think he actually took them all the way down.
No, but that's what
And when he-
Jerry's saying. That's what Jerry's saying is because when you do that, it comes back. They come back, and the date that they were originally put up stays the same.
Yeah, but
just one-
I think as so often happens, Jerry is wrong. But
Oh,
we can test that very easily. Actually,
yeah.
we
Yeah,
can look
go
at his
ahead.
channel.
let me go to my page. Your
Of course, he's not going to share the
videos.
screen if he's wrong.
Yes, Jesus Christ, Jerry. Would you give me 20 fucking seconds to go to the screen? Let's see. I'll go find some lives.
Oh, Dr. Phil agrees with me.
Find some. Oh, so here's one from May 29. Let me do. Shaspring.
Stop making false accusations, Dr. Phil.
What?
Nothing.
Well, I couldn't understand what you were saying through your chortling.
I'm sorry. I told too
Okay.
much.
So there's one down there with some ugly fuck down at the bottom.
How dare you?
And it says over here it was May 29th.
Okay.
Now, okay, I go here and I make it private. Okay, so it's now private. Now, well, let's give it a couple minutes for YouTube to
Oh well, I'm just
realize
looking at
it.
his. I'm looking at his channel, and I'm looking at the dates of when they were posted, and they do have the actual dates of when they were posted. So it would seem that he did have them privatized or whatnot, and then now he's just putting them back up.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That doesn't make me wrong.
Let me make this one public again, and let me look at it from this side.
Oh yeah, because he's also got all his views, the views that he had. Because like the video he put up just 6 hours ago.
Yeah, this one wasn't private.
160.
This one wasn't privatized enough to change. Because see, on Finkel's the thing. I don't know if you're still seeing the screen or not, but like underneath the video, it said 3 hours there.
Mm-hmm.
This one still says 3 weeks because it wasn't down long enough, really, for.
I guess, yeah. Yeah,
So
no,
I guess-
just looking at his page, he definitely just privatized them. He didn't take them down
Yeah.
fully because he's still got all his views and everything like that. If it was a brand new upload, he wouldn't have views on them.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
That doesn't make me wrong, though.
Well, it depends. I guess it depends on where you looked at it. You know,
I guess.
like right on the video when I looked at it, it said 3 hours ago. But I guess if you went back and looked at it from like the list, it had the original date.
Yeah, yeah.
Still right.
So you're still wrong. You know why you're wrong? Because it's my fucking channel.
Okay, Mark. You're right, man. Don't shoot me. I meant that. Anyways, so what else is going on, guys?
I'm looking at my video to see what's
Ooh.
going on. Got some more comments.
Spider's like, I need something good to watch. I'll go watch myself.
I'm not watching it. I'm just looking at the comments. So I can
Oh, look at this video. This is fucking brilliant.
I can interact and make my supporters happy.
Get some engagement. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always try to go and heart comments right away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody comments on your stuff, man. I mean, I would, but nobody does. Wait.
I was hoping Chris might comment on it, but he hasn't.
Oh my God, Chris comment. Any Chris comment leaves is gonna be like, "Oh, you don't read nothing, and I read everything, and I know everything, and you know nothing, and this is why I'm a victim, and why you don't know I'm a victim." And
It'll be
I was-
basically too long didn't read, whatever it is.
yep.
Yeah, while quoting everything that was said.
Mm-hmm.
And he had his time is fucking, man, for a business guy, he's got a lot of time on his hands.
Oh yeah,
I was-
business guy. Mhm.
I was kind of hoping to see
He's not-
Finkel do a commentary on my late night video last night to see what kind of bullshit he would try to say about that.
I think I saw it. Do you explain this, Todd one?
No, it was
I am somebody?
his-
No,
his-
no.
the history of me fucking over Finkel, something like that.
Oh yeah, right, yeah. In the live section, right? Yeah, Chris likes to blame Killamilla, and Finkel likes to blame you, and Todd likes to blame me. I don't know. Everybody else, I don't know.
And I get some blame from, I think Muckster blames me for stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because you deserve it, though.
Oh, of course. I never said I didn't. Purgatory. Fucking. What level of hell am I in?
You know, what's great about Todd with the blame and stuff is he is always so sure of himself. Okay, he is absolutely convinced that the man behind the curtain who's pulling all the strings is Jeff. And then a week later, he is absolutely convinced that the man behind the curtain pulling the strings is JJ. And then a week later, you know what I mean? It's like he always,
No, it shifts.
he knows it. He knows it for a fact. And I don't know why. Well, I know why, actually. Those couple of people like JP and Broken Bones that sit there and listen to him all the time and believe him. I was going to say, I don't know why they believe him, but then I remembered why they believe him. Because when you put all his true followers together, they got combined IQ of about 100.
Yeah. I mean, he just goes for whoever is like his target his flavor of the week. That's who's the string
Yeah.
puller and the person that's behind it all. I mean, it's been Killer. It was Boot. It's everybody. Like at some point, it was Rabbit for a little while there. I mean, now it's JJ. He's been moving his way to the top. JJ has always been the sort of like the Godfather, but he just didn't want to say it in the beginning. But he alluded to it. I mean, I have some clips of him from months ago, sort of going like, I think, I'm just kind of wondering. I don't know, but and he's talking about JJ. So he was getting there. He was just he needed it to play out in a way that gave himself permission to finally snap on JJ and just go, it's all him,
Yeah.
So,
Little does he know that it's actually Dr. Phil who's pulling all the strings. Oh shit! Did I see that out loud?
JJ's running for governor. He just needs to get Todd out of the picture first. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Here's a screenshot I took earlier today from Todd's channel. That's participants.
Yep.
Todd.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I did one last night that had like a full page of his chat, and nobody in his chat had color.
Yeah.
No mods, no members.
I check periodically when he's doing his long streams. It's not uncommon for him to just be him and two other people, or him and one other person. And there'll be like 74 people watching.
Yeah, that's the best ones when he's got a bunch of. It'll be like you say, there'll be 70 people watching, and there's like 4 participating.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, yeah, you got a lot of people watching you. They're just not watching you for the reasons you think.
Yeah, and that's not to mention if like Killer got some live or like Boot or anybody who's like restreams them. If they got them live, then they got that audience, and you're technically looking at like the 60 plus the whatever 70, 100 are with the other people. So it's like a grand total of 200 could be at one time, but still only 4 interacting.
Yeah, the Bears. In his mind, he's a fucking genius. He believes him. That's the one thing about him is he believes himself.
Yeah.
Even though he invents the crap in his own head.
Well, that's the thing, though, right? When you are manufacturing the evidence and whatever it is in your own head, you can't be wrong. It's always
fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a library story.
Oh shit!
Because I often think that this lady is just like Todd. Okay. It was like story hour just started, and we had no men in dresses, by the way. But anyway, and this one lady had talked to the story hour lady. Now our story hour was supposed to be. The rule was 3 to 5 years old, and they had to be potty trained. Okay. Well, this one lady had talked to the story hour lady who was a pushover, and her kid was only like 2 years old, and she said, "Oh, but she's really advanced," and la la la. And the story hour lady let her come, and she came, and she couldn't sit there for the 45 minutes or whatever of story hour. She's out wandering around, la 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 la. So afterwards, and the mother had come and the grandmother. And the grandmother, you could tell, was like running the show. I am getting to the point of the story, by the way. So afterwards, we said to them, she's not ready. We'll give you back. I think we charged people like $10 a month, for a twice a week story hour, just to help pay for the story hour lady. But anyway, He said, "We'll give you back your money, but she's just not ready. She's not old enough." And the mother was kind of like, "Well, okay." And the grandmother was like, "Oh, what's wrong with you? But don't you realize she's a genius?" And well, in fact, she had told that was one of the things she told the story hour lady, that the kid was a registered genius. Now, first of all, that's impossible
Yeah.
because any psychologist, psychiatrist, anything, they will tell you that below the age of 6, IQ tests mean nothing because a kid could test this month as 150 and next month 120, or
Yeah.
whatever. But anyway, and the reason she said she was a genius is because she could count to 10 and tell her ABCs. Okay. But anyway,
Wow.
so the lady, she like pushed back on it. I actually didn't say a whole lot. The, my, the lady that worked with me, Dorothy, she was mostly the one saying no. And I said, no, we just, she just can't come back. I just sort of put the final word in on it,
Yeah.
because that was my job. Anyway, these people, they lived, it was about a 20-minute drive. So about 22 minutes after they left, I got a call from my boss who ran the whole county. And he said, I just got a call. And basically, the lady had called him up and said that I was swearing at her and
Mm.
calling her granddaughter stupid and just all. And I said, hold on a minute, Dan. Yes, his name was Dan. And a lot of strange Dans in my life. But anyway, I said, I'm not going to say anything. Let me put Dorothy on the line. Because if I stood there and said, no, this is what happened, this is what happened, with Dorothy sitting there listening, that doesn't make her a very good objective witness. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
So so I said, let me put her on there. And Dorothy was like, no, none of that. The
Yeah.
lady said this and Dan said this to her and la la la. Anyway, so here's the point. This is how I think this lady and others are like Todd. In that 20-minute drive home, that lady sat there talking to her daughter saying, well, I'll bet you that guy was thinking, oh, well, these people that. And I bet you he would have liked to have said, oh, well, you know what I mean? And by the time they got home, she convinced herself that we had had
Mhm.
this conversation. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
way too long
Totally.
of a story, but yeah.
No, but
No,
that's how people.
mhm.
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, that's how delusion works, man. I don't know about you guys, but I run into a lot of people that are like that over here, where they like they especially people who are trying to be influencers, you know, they 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 have to pretend that like they have this life that they're not living, so they somehow they make themselves believe it, that it's like these things, like I know this guy who does does activist streams and stuff like that, because he's desperate. He likes being an influencer, right? um but he makes up stories of like racial things that happened to him, and I'm all like, dude, what the fuck? Like, like, what? Don't fucking like. Why would you fake stories like that? You know what I mean? But
Well,
he wants that to be real because he needs it to be real.
But
Mm.
let me
Yeah.
give you an example of another type of person. Like you have Dr. Phil. Now I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but Dr. Phil actually came here on a raft from Cuba about 30 years ago. And ever since then he's never left Miami. He's been in Miami all his life. He's a janitor, not a hitman, just a janitor. He barely gets by. But he tells all these stories about how he's been all over the world and all this. But he knows the truth. He doesn't he lies to us, but he's not deluded himself. So that's the difference between people.
Wow. Okay, then that's news to me.
I I thought it was common knowledge. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm updating my notebooks here.
Don't worry, Muckster, he's Canadian.
Yeah, Todd
Tomorrow,
talks to
tomorrow.
himself in
Well,
his head.
let me just say this.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I'm going to wonder why these black helicopters are circling my house.
Yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say Todd talks to himself in his head, like he has conversations, and he does it, on his channel as well. But you can tell that he has gone through these things before he gets into it, and it works him up. And so, what was actually said versus how he remembers it being said is a completely different thing by the time he gets on his channel
Yeah.
and starts throwing it out there, right? And so, like the lady with the kid, by the time she was driving, got home, and made her call, she was like, he was calling my kid stupid, wasn't he? He was calling my kid stupid. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he was doing. And so that's how
Yeah.
the story comes out, right? Because they work themselves up.
And when you think about it, it's not really a lie because they believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's not true, but they are not lying in their own head.
No, they've made themselves, they've come to that conclusion. That's the reality now.
Yeah, it's their truth.
There's something else I was thinking there when you were talking. I can't remember. Oh, along those lines, something early on with Todd, and this was back when was still being friendly with Ryder. Ryder was on our panel the one night, and for a change, other people were able to talk. Oh, by the way, when I get done with this, I'll tell you why we call Nikki the Wibbits. But anyway, so Todd was on Subhuman Gaming, and we were streaming it. And he was on Subhuman Gaming playing whatever dumbass 8-year-old game, and he was talking to Ryder. And Ryder was over here with us, but he was talking to Ryder. But he wasn't just talking to Ryder. It's not like let's say tomorrow I'm sitting here going, guys, Spider was here yesterday, and did you see the dumb son of a bitch said this? I wish I'd have thought at the time to say this. It wasn't that kind of thing. He was sitting there going, oh, Ryder, really? You think you're so tough, Ryder? Well, tell me, right? Go ahead, come on. Face me, Ryder. Go ahead. I mean, he was doing this long argument with Ryder,
Yeah.
who was nowhere around.
Yeah, totally. I've seen him do that countless times now. Like you see the workup too. I know when he's doing it because he starts talking like he's talking to the person. Like he's literally like he's addressing them through the screen. He'll start pointing and doing all that stuff, and it's like, oh, he's working himself up.
Now people tend to do that a lot of time. I mean, you'll see Jeff do it all when they're watching someone's video, and they'll sort of like talk back, and be like, "Oh, really, Spider? Well, then why don't you explain how it's different in Canada?" But that's a little different than to just be sitting there talking to your own head. Shut up, Jerry.
My other voice wasn't talking.
Well, I thought you started to say something.
No, I'm actually like I'm wondering if Todd is one of these guys that like does that thing where like when you're like if you have him, like if you see your coworker, right, and at work you tell him like, hey Todd, can I borrow your pliers? I gotta go do something. And he goes, yeah, man, no problem, go ahead, take them. And then when you're leaving, he goes, motherfucker, bring them back. Never fucking bring them back. Fucking asshole. Fucking hate letting you shit. It's like, dude, like fucking like don't like like it's I mean you shouldn't like fucking wait till you explode or everything, you know what I mean? But it's like, damn, dude, like why you two-faced like that? Like what's up with you?
Yeah. I remember seeing an old I think it was Danny Thomas. Yeah, a bit that he did. And now, as I say this, remember this was like it was like it was during the 50s or something. So when I talk about the money, keep that context in mind. But I mean, it's right along these lines. And it was like a funny story, but it is true because he's talking about, he says, this guy is driving home and he's out in the country, he's driving down the road. He gets a flat tire and he pulls over and he goes in his trunk and damn it, he forgot. He was using his jack at home and he left it in the garage. He's got no jack to change the tire. And he's thinking, well, you know what? I passed a gas station a couple miles back. I'll just walk back there. I'll see if I can borrow the jack from the guy. I'll come up, change the tire, take the jack back. It'll all be good. So the guy's walking back down this dark road to the gas station. He's thinking, so, maybe the guy's going to want me to give him like a buck, as a deposit to make sure I bring the jack back. Well, that's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll give the guy the dollar. I'll take the jack. I'll fix my car. I'll go back. And as he's walking, he's thinking, maybe he's going to want $5. Well, sure. A jack costs like $20. Asking to hold $5 to make sure I bring it back. That's totally fair. And he goes on with this for like 20 minutes. I'll just get to the end of it. By the end of it, the guy walks in the door. The guy at the garage is sitting there behind the counter, and the guy comes in the door and slams it open and says, "Who the hell are you to ask for $50 just to borrow a fucking jack?"
Yeah. Yeah. What's the
Holy shit!
there's a word for people that I'm just having a brain fart. There's a word for people. I used to do it, like myself.
Oh, lying sack of shit. Is that the word?
No. Catastrophizing. So it's like before you're going to do something and you're like, you don't know what the outcome's going to be. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe you have to go meet somebody. Maybe, like you're saying, you got to go get a jack for somebody. And while you're waiting to do it or going to do it, you start coming up with all these reasons why it's all going to go wrong. This is going to go wrong. This is going to go wrong. And then, and then you're in this, like, you have this level of anxiety and you're like freaking out,
You're just automatically going worst case scenario.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I'll tell you, 2 women I knew that were like that, because it's really only women that do that, so, I'm just saying, you're a fucking woman. No. But anyway, that Dorothy that I mentioned, her one daughter was living in like the next town over. And I can remember like the fire whistle would blow. And the fire trucks would leave the station. They'd go up to the light. And when I say the light, that's what there is in our town, a light. They'd get up to the light. And if they made a right, Dorothy'd be like, "Oh, I hope they're not going to Beth's house." Beth's house was like 4 or 5 miles away. There's a lot of houses in between,
Yeah.
but right off. And another lady they were good friends of mine. And the one time I was down at their house, and there was these big fires down in like Shenandoah in Virginia. And she said, "Oh, I hope Mark and Pete are okay." Pete was a cousin and Mark was down visiting him apparently. And I said, "Why? Are they near there? Were they going camping or something?" And she goes, "No, but it would be just like them to see this going on and driving over there to see what's happening." So kind of like that, just always looking for
something. Some catastrophes happening.
See, me on the other hand, if someone said, "Oh man, it looks like they're going, to your sister's house or whatever, I'd be like, she dies, she dies.
If I get a call, I get a call. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch Wheel of Fortune.
let me go check the insurance policy.
Yeah. It's yeah, there's so much delusion going on. I just don't understand. I don't understand how people get themselves so worked up into these places. I mean, I say I don't understand. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why people do it. I understand the psychological elements and stuff, but it's like day after day, like Todd
Yeah.
puts himself through this, and it's like it's so unhealthy, and I just don't know how, like his blood pressure, all of that shit, like must be through the roof. Like it's just not healthy at all.
And again,
Well, I mean,
the big difference
I mean,
between him,
go ahead.
the big
Sorry,
difference
sorry.
between him and most people is, it's like, you know, we're sitting here talking now, and I mean, if this was more of a confrontational thing, and I might, think to myself either as it's going on or like when I'm thinking back on it later, thinking, I wonder if Jerry and Spider Dog were actually kind of working together, because it just seemed like they were they were they were like, finishing each other's sentences and stuff. Were they like, now that would be me being a little paranoid. Todd, on the other hand, is those
Actually,
fuckers were working together. And I know, not I wonder or I think, I know Spider Dog was getting text messages from Discord and they were telling him what to say.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Jerry.
oh well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he convinces himself that like how most of us would try to unconvince ourselves that something's going on. Like you were saying, or if I thought that about you and Spider Dog, I was like,
Yeah.
I would try to convince myself, nah, why would Spider Dog and Muckster go against me, right? Like you would try to like convince yourself that that's not what's happening. He goes the opposite direction. He tries to convince himself that it is happening. So therefore he goes with the I know.
And I think that's the reason why he does that, is because a lot of it is self-guilt that he can't face. So it's like he has to tell himself other people are doing things to him to push down the ideas that he knows he's being a dick. He knows that he's pushing people away. He knows that his own words and actions are what are creating a lot of the strife that happens to him on YouTube and in his life and stuff like that. Where that's the difference with, say, us. Like, I feel pretty confident I'm not like a complete fucking asshole. Shut up, Muckster. And so therefore I'm not worried about people trying to attack me from every angle all the time, right? So of course I'm going to be like, I don't think Muckster and Jerry are conspiring against me. Like, what did I ever do to them? So that's the difference.
That's like, okay, right now it says there's 15 people watching. Okay, so let's say sitting here tonight, there's 15 people watching, 2 idiots on the panel with me. Okay, tomorrow I go live again. There's 10 people watching, and only Jerry is here because he's desperate for attention. Okay,
That's right.
the next day, there's 5 people watching. Even Jerry's not here anymore. Ariel and Killing Time and Nikki are all ghosting me. And then the next day, there's like nobody watching, nobody here. Now, me, I'd say, what the fuck did I do to offend everybody? Todd would say, they're all stabbing me in the back. Somebody, this had to be Spider Dog. Spider Dog set this up and he's turned everybody against me. It's because he does that all the time. He's chased away so many people, but he never realizes that he is the common denominator.
Well, and in your defense, I think after the fourth day and then there was nobody there or whatever, I think you would probably say, well, maybe people are sick of me after 4 days rather than
Oh, no.
like,
Well, no, well, that's what I'm saying. I would look at
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest difference from the doofuses and doofus crest to the people who are watching, is that we'll internalize things, you know, like, so
Yeah,
when shit's like, when shit's not going our way, or we feel like people are fucking like, you know, like angry at us or whatever, we internalize and we go like, what am I doing wrong? Man, you know, to some degree, sometimes, you know, like, sometimes it is something you're doing wrong. Sometimes it's just people being people. But like,
Yeah.
it never should, and you should never like fucking like go to either extreme, right? You should never go to the extreme where you think everybody's against you and that, you know, like nobody likes you, and you should never go to the extreme where it's like, you know, I am, you know, like untouchable. I am a god. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing of being like honest with yourself. Like if you are truly honest with yourself, you're gonna, you know, like I know when I'm being a dick, and if I see like, you know, a reaction to that, like the person I was being a dick to, and perhaps some of their friends or acquaintances or whatever are all of a sudden, you know, not being too cool with me, or they're ignoring me. Well,
Right.
I can put 2 to 2 together and realize, I was a dick there, and now I'm being judged. Like, and then it's up to me to like figure out, do I want to apologize? Do I want to just say, fuck that, or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's up to at that point, but it's that self-awareness that you need, and that honesty, right?
Yeah. It's just a self-awareness. That's why that's why I whenever I hear people talking about doofus Chris, I always say number one sign that you're the doofus on doofus Chris is the self-ownage. You know, like the self-ownage, because you're not self-aware. You're not really trying to like fix anything inside you, since everybody else is the problem. You just find excuses as to why those problems exist, and that's pretty much Todd in a nutshell, right? I mean, all he does is try to find excuses for the things that are happening to him, and once he does, he doesn't even try to like he doesn't even try to go scientific with it. He doesn't even try to like fucking like prove his hypothesis. No, he just says, I found the solution. That's it, right there. That's it. It's not Stonebed, it's JJ. If it's not JJ, it's gonna be Muckster. Next week it'll be Lola.
Well, and Todd also just doesn't like when you say rational things to him. So yesterday in his chat, he timed me out for 24 hours because I told him, I was like, if you think JJ is corrupt and like, you know, being a douche about all this stuff with the $3,000, if I was you, I wouldn't go to pay him back. I would wait for him to come and ask for it to expose himself, like whether it was a loan or whether, you know, type thing. Like if you believe he's that corrupt and he's playing these games, then just sit back and wait. He'll come if he's that corrupt and playing this game, right? And he just, I guess he didn't like that. He didn't like that. I had 3 other people in chat go, yeah, exactly, Spider Dog. Yeah, exactly, Spider Dog. It's like, why sit there and like freak out and worry about it if you think this guy is so corrupt? Just like he gave you 3,000, you gave him 500. Now you think he's stabbing you in the back. Why cater to him? Just wait. If he wants the money, he'll come ask you for it.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I guess that was too smart, too logical to think about, you know?
Yeah, no, and dude, it's like the first time I went up and I went to go talk to Finkel, and then he appeared when I was trying to have a chat with Finkel, and I don't know, I guess he thought I was gonna be pleasant with him or something. I don't know what he thought, but like I remember it's like, dude, you don't remember like about 2 weeks ago when I came on the panel neutral? I didn't come in ready to fucking attack him. I came in neutral. And I just wanted to see what you know, like what was really going on, you know what I mean? Because I still hadn't gotten the full story of, you know, like of all the things that were happening. So I'm like, I just, you know, like I came to see what was going on, you know, like I've been there with, you know, like where I think people are coming at me, you know, sideways, but you know, like really you know, gotta kind of check yourself there, you know. And he just took me off he just kicked me off because he said I was there to fucking what do you say interrupt or distract his
something
live or
like
whatever
that.
the fuck.
Yeah.
So I'm all like, all right, cool. So then when I saw him over there with Finkel, I'm all like, why the fuck do you think I'm gonna engage with you now?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what makes you think that I'll even fucking entertain anything that you're saying? You know, like, and even if I started spurging or anything, that's still good content for you. So I'm not gonna do it. That's why I was just even killed because I'm not gonna give him anything. Like, why?
Mhm.
You didn't you thought I was something that I wasn't, and you didn't even give me a chance when I was there to give you a chance. So you know what? It's cool. We're good. You said enough.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
if you go, sorry.
I was going to say something else. Another little neuroses for those guys that I've noticed. Todd and Finkel both um, is neither one of them stops to wonder what the motive of somebody might be when they tell them things. You know, if somebody like says to Finkel, for example, Muckster's the one who doxed you. He doesn't stop and think, why would this person want me to believe that? And Todd's the same way. He's always talking about, oh, well, somebody was telling me this, and that's why. Well, in fact, was it just a week or so ago? He basically apologized online to JJ. Oh, I had JJ wrong because Boot was telling me things about him.
Mm.
Now JJ's the devil again. But anyway,
Yeah.
oh, and this is from Charger. That's Todd popping out into the world.
I'm not even sure what I'm looking at. I mean, I know it's Todd's face, but what's the?
What broadcast it? I think it was in the Todd stream. It was a Finkel stream. I just don't remember it, but it's somewhere in Finkel's Finkel's library. I think Finkel was having like a Sunday chat or something like that, and yeah, I wanted, like, I had been wanting to have a conversation with him, but if I feel like, like, man, I never found it this difficult to communicate with him, and all of a sudden it was. So then when I finally got on the live, I was just like seeing like, hey, what's going on with you, man? Well, he's lost his shit.
Anything that goes against the narrative is like an attack, it seems, and they become extremely bad faith at that point. Like, there's no good faith conversation to be had from what I can see. That's why when I went on to Todd's, I mean, I went in hard, and I was just like, I'm not here to have a conversation with you. I'm here to like just shit in your mouth. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And that's what I did, like, and I don't know, I was up there the whole time. But I wasn't gonna have a good faith conversation with either of them. I tried to with Chris, but it was clear that he wanted to antagonize because he's
Right.
backing
Yeah.
Todd. He's backing Todd. So once I realized, oh, you're just gonna play this passive aggressive game with me the whole time, well, forget it then. Like, I'm not doing that because I'm not here for that.
Right.
See, just to roll. Now, I'm not a licensed psychotherapist,
Mm-hmm.
but I took like 2 classes in college 50 years ago. But yeah, my thing with Todd and Chris both is they are narcissists,
Yeah, they have
which
traits for
ties
sure.
right into the paranoia because they think it's all about them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also, and it sounds weird when someone's a narcissist, but they're also terribly insecure.
Mm-hmm.
So that also feeds into them always thinking people are against them. And then the other thing, and I realized the other day that Finkel fits right into the trio. All three of them have daddy issues. Todd was, of course,
Yeah.
thrown away as a baby. Chris, I guess his father died when he was young
Mm-hmm.
and was raised by an uncle, and I don't know what stories to believe about that. Finkel's father died when he was young, and he had admits that he always treated his stepfather real badly and didn't realize he was a good guy till later in life. So they've all got these issues, and of course, my thing about it is, grow the fuck up. You're you're in your 50s and your 60s.
Yes,
It's not your mother's fault anymore.
Yeah, figure it
that's
out.
right. That's right, Mug.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude. I was while you were bringing that up, I'm like, that's kind of. I had that conversation with somebody recently, that was bitching about their parents, and I was all like, how old are you, man? And he told me he's like, son, like 42, and I'm all like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like you're not like fucking freshly out of high school or something, and like, you know, you're okay. So I'm guessing somebody did something right that you made it to 42. So what the fuck are you
If you're
talking
having
about?
problems, if you're having problems like that in your life, whatever age, go to therapy, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
Like the whole world doesn't need to hear about it, and you don't need to like
Yeah.
lash out at everybody because you have these issues. Go fucking deal with it. You can do it. Trust me, I was there. I did it. Like,
No, but you know what that is? That's the same thing that we've been talking about this whole time. See, narcissists, they'll never admit, and there's never going to be accountability for the shit that they do. Never.
No.
So they're going to roll with anything that they can. So if in his back pocket he has that he has dad issues, or that he was in foster care or whatever, if that's in his back pocket, he's going to use it. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing about this dude, is that like he's never going to admit that he's the problem, or that any of the shit that happens to him is his doing at all. You know, like it's always going to come down to it's a conspiracy, you know, whatever. And basically he continues to be the same way, and continue to find people that are like him, because he's in that confirmation bias that, you know, it's deep.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Lola says the therapist will tell me he has a trash brain and also nothing's wrong with him. I get the joke, but, you know, really, if he wanted to help himself, he could. That's the whole point of therapy.
Yes.
A psychiatrist or whatever doesn't fix you, right? You don't just go see them and they go, I know what you're from, and then fix you. They give you ways to help yourself, and you have to want to do the things that they can give you to help yourself. Figure out what your problems are, why you do things, why you react to certain ways, what are your triggers, stuff like that. But it's up to you to like do the work, do the homework, do that.
Yeah.
You know, and the homework is real life. Like you got to start. You have to admit certain things to yourself and then do that work. And if you don't do that, nothing changes. So
yeah,
See,
that's right.
I'm sorry, but to me that's all just crazy talk.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a crazy guy talking. I didn't like fucking like when I was younger, the schools made me go to see a therapist, and I didn't like it. I was never honest. I did my sessions really just to be in an air conditioned room, and that's why I felt it never helped me until I did it by my own like, you know, doing, and I realized that most of it is just being honest. It's really about being honest.
Yep, absolutely. Self-awareness, honesty. It's one of the biggest key factors. And it's like once you come to that, then you can actually start to work on yourself, because it's like, oh, I'm doing this. Most of the time we're doing all this stuff to ourselves. It's so easy to point fingers at somebody else or outside sources. But it's just a reflection, right? It's just projecting our own fears and insecurities on other people. We're fragile fucking things, man. Like our brains are like, you know, complex, but it's very easy for ourselves to trick ourselves. And,
yeah,
you know,
like we're struggling. Our what is it? The frontal cortex is fighting with our fucking caveman mind and shit.
Yeah.
And lizard. So since I already doxed Phil, Here's one that'll surprise you. The Cubs and the Bears. Do you know where he's from?
I'm gonna guess Chicago.
No, Seattle. The guy's weird.
Oh, huh.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm telling you.
Hmm.
I've got my people basically investigating everybody.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And and by the way, yes, Peace Dynamo is not a guy. Whoever said that.
I knew that. I knew that. ND says, I don't. I think those guys aren't capable of changing. They're too far gone. I mean, you're probably right. Can't teach
Yeah.
an old dog new tricks. I mean, it's tough. It's up to them. They've got to want to change, but it's probably not going to happen. I mean, Finkel's drowning himself in AA, which is fine. I hope he doesn't drink. I hope it helps him not drink. But AA doesn't help you face what your problems are. It's just a support group to lean on when you're thinking about drinking. It doesn't do anything to make you look at the reasons why you drink.
I Finkel throughout this whole thing has convinced me of two things. Number one, he is a hopeless romantic. He wants to be coupled up with somebody. He wants a relationship.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And two, not having that is what makes him into what he is right now. And that's like what fucking Muckster said earlier. Finkel, grow the fuck up, man. Like, you're not a fucking teenager, dude. Like, fucking, like, dude, you should. Yeah, we all want to fucking be in love. We all want to be coupled up, but dude, get over it already, dude. Like, seriously, like, I honestly think all of this bullshit has to do with women and the women he lost. And
something going on there for sure.
And I think he's drinking. Honestly, I think he's drinking. That's just my opinion. I feel that.
I don't know about that. I'll tell you my thing. If you haven't heard, my theory now about Finkel is he has no personality. He adopts whatever crowd he wants to be with. When he was with us, we thought, oh, he seems like a good guy because he was being us. And you tie this in with the women. That woman he was with was so good for him because she opened him up to culture and stuff. And I remember I used to think, okay, see, this guy, he wants to learn new things. And now I think, no, it's just he was being her. In order to be with her, he was reflecting what she liked. He has,
Yeah.
And on the other thing too, personally, people may not believe this. I've spent my whole life trying to evolve. I'm always thinking, I could improve this. That whole thing of deciding it's too late to change.
Yeah,
But
I know.
those guys, yeah, they don't want to change. And the other thing is, and I'm sure you know about this. I can remember a guy telling me years ago, a guy I used to game with. See, I didn't know a whole lot about like alcoholism and stuff because I never had to deal with it closely in my life. And he was whatever you believe, a former, a recovering alcoholic or whatever. In fact, quick funny story. He quit drinking September 10th, 2001. You know the significance of that date? The next day was September 11th, 2001.
I was
So
just about to say that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
He said he spent the whole day walking around at work doing airplane. He was going, I picked a lousy day to quit drinking. But anyway, he's the one that told me with alcoholics, wherever they start drinking, their maturity level freezes. That's why there's so many guys that are like 45 years old and they're still acting like they're 17. And so I think that would be part of Todd's problem because he's obviously an alcoholic.
Yeah, I
And
think
he's not going to
got a
grow
problem.
because he's drinking. I don't know what Finkel's problem is because after you quit drinking, your maturity level is supposed to catch back up with you really quick.
Well,
You
I
know,
think I truly believe therapy helps and matters after
Mm.
something like that. I mean, for me, it was like I needed to figure out why I was drinking. And it's not as easy as you might think. Like you can kind of like look back at things and go, oh, was it this or was it that? Like, this circumstance in my life, that, but you need to really kind of delve into certain things to really pinpoint what the thing is and then rectify it or whatever, like come to terms with whatever that thing is. And if you think you can do it on your own, I don't know. It's
I
you
different
know,
for everybody. It's different for everybody. Let me just say that. Sometimes AA works perfect for people, and that's all they need is that sort of type of thing. Some people use it as a crutch. Sometimes people go to therapy and it doesn't work because they're not ready to
yeah,
be honest with themselves. For me, it was exactly what I needed, and it's what worked. I found the things um, that were my issue, and then once I was able to pinpoint those things, my therapist was able to give me the tools to deal with those things, right? But I had to be honest with my therapist, and that's we're right back there. You have to be 100% honest, and I was ready for it because like I did not want to go back to alcohol. Like I just really, really did not want to go back to that. I knew before I quit alcohol that I didn't want to be an alcoholic. Like that was the thing. I just couldn't stop because I was too deep in it. Like just stopping was going to kill me basically. I needed help to get out of that hole. So,
you know, I'm kind of. I always thought AA was a good thing, as an outsider, and it does seem like it helps a lot of people. But I
it
am kind
can.
of wondering now, as you say that, is it not so much therapy as just a bunch of drunks sitting around whining about their life and the stupid things they did when they were drinking? And it's not
Well,
really maybe
mhm.
they can encourage each other to quit, but they're not doing much to solve the problem.
Yeah, I think it can become a crutch for people rather than, it can be a support group. It's like other people,
Mm.
in the same things that you can, bounce off of and realize, okay, I'm not alone. Um, but then it can be a crutch. And then depending on the group that you're going to, like every AA group kind of has
Yeah,
its own kind of
personality.
dynamic. Yeah, dynamic, right? So I saw my mother, who was an alcoholic, go to AA, and it was bad for her in the sense that the people there were very judgmental and
Mm.
very it made her drink again, like and harder, like
Yeah,
because she felt like she came out of AA feeling like, well, there's no hope for me, and that's bad, right? Like, and so
yeah,
right away after that, my idea of AA, because I was young, um, was that that's bad. Like that made it worse. This is no good. But then I know some people that have gone, and it's exactly what they needed, and it helps them. So I'm not going to tell people how to stop drinking because you can't do that. People need to figure out that stuff for themselves. So that's
we,
my position on it.
we
And
have
like just be careful though if you're going to AA, like the group that you're going to, make sure it's not people just using it as a crutch, like people really want to help and stuff like that. But figure it out for
well,
yourself. I mean, I can't do
okay,
it for you.
okay, Dick Bag. We have a request for a 20-second dance break.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka. I'm hooked on a feeling. High, I'm believing. Ooga chaka. I'm on a feeling. High, I'm believing. Your love is making me crazy. I'm on the wedding.
Thanks.
Um, it's too bad that you can tell it's not accurate. That Todd has 10 toes.
There was something else I was thinking of earlier. I forget what it is now. Oh, I know. It was back when we were talking about, you know, realizing that you may be the problem and stuff. Another thing I was going to mention is, and the other day I was looking, or was it yesterday, whatever. I was looking through old videos for something. And I came across the videos from the Thanksgiving Day massacre,
Mm.
and one of the things about it, I had remembered, but by seeing the videos, and I'm not going to mention names, but when that happened that day, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't fucking matter. Um, there was just a huge deal that day, and that was like the first time that should have been the last time that me and Finkel went separate ways. I should
Mm.
have learned my lesson then. But anyway, later that day, I did my own live, and people joined me, even though there was still another thing going on Finkel's channel. And I was looking at the chat to remember who the people were. And so along those lines of the, you know, if tomorrow I only had half the audience and all that stuff, that's another thing with me. There's those couple of people like that. If they'd go, Muck, what the fuck are you doing? I would listen to them because I know they've stuck with me through all kinds of shit over like 3 years. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Oh, I was going to tell you too. As I was talking, I was going to say, remind me to tell you how Nikki got named the Wibbitch.
I
There was
think I've
one
heard the
time
story. But
I haven't.
she was on panel and Ryder was here. And of course, Ryder was being Ryder. And Nikki got him to actually like let other people talk and stuff. And somebody, I don't think it was me, made the original comment of, how did you do that? And it's like she said she's a witch, and I says that's spelled with a B.
yeah,
And so from then it became Wibbitch.
Ribbage. Yeah. Look at Dr. Phil. He's like a wicked mod. Look at that. He's like putting up references to the story and
Oh,
everything.
oh
He's
yeah,
on it.
I talked about that. Was that thing I did last night leading up to
Yeah, yeah.
denouement of Finkel accusing me of doxing him. I sort of had
Mm-hmm.
to go back through the history of that stuff.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's that video says it's like 30 minutes long. If you skip past the musical intro and don't watch the outro, it's only about 20 minutes of talking.
Yeah, couple minutes.
And then you speed me up, and it's over before you know it.
Yeah.
You know what? But at least you have entertaining intros and entertaining outros. God, the one thing that I'm really gonna like feel like riffing on hard is they keep him and Taki putting that fucking Finkel, like it is like a complete like like musical fucking analogy to how they fucking see themselves. But damn, I'm fucking tired of hearing that thing. Like,
You
oh,
know,
I bored it every single time. I'm like, fuck, are you still on this shit?
Yeah.
God,
that's
I wish his villain arc would turn into like something like where he has a little, at least some kind of like false confidence where he thinks he's like strutting his stuff or something. Because man, that shit is so fucking depressing.
well, that actually Ariel made that because you could tell it's way too good to be Finkel's work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it was good at the beginning, but now it's like Holy fuck! Get something new already. Of course, if I am gonna watch him, I just skip forward like 3 minutes and 20 seconds, whatever it
Oh
is.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
shit, I watch him on fucking like 1.5 speed, and sometimes that's not even fast enough.
What I do a lot of times, and I did watch that thing today, but because actually I was hoping he was going to do a commentary on what I said last night. But anyway, other times when I'll go and I'll do like I'll skip forward. I'll just keep clicking forward and stop and see what he's talking about, and especially when he's doing driving down the road listening to the radio shit. What the?
Yeah.
Yeah, his muppet mode.
Well, the one that he had the other day where he was like, it's like him singing. Like he's.
Oh, I think I saw
it's a-
part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I started watching it, whatever. I'm like, what's he doing here? Like, what's going on? And then it's like an AI of him singing and driving and stuff. I was just like, oh, God damn it. I just turned it off. I'm like, I'm not even gonna like fast forward it. This is dumb. I don't need to hear this.
You know, the one that, and I didn't catch it, somebody else mentioned it then on one of the other panels, was when he did that one. He was driving down the road and he, like every 20 seconds or something, he would interrupt the song and say something else about Rabbit. And then he'd play some more and say something about Andrea and that.
Mm.
And it's like right off, I thought, okay, you're trying to be like artistic here or something, But then when somebody else pointed out, he was listening to the Bee Gees,
Mm.
Staying Alive, the
Oh,
CPR
right.
song. And I
Mm.
thought, oh my God, what a piece of shit thing to do. He
Mhm.
actually thought that was funny to be talking about that. He purposely played that song for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It just shows that these people, they have no humanity. The three of them,
Yeah.
him,
It's pretty
Ryder,
gross.
and Todd.
I've yet to meet a narcissist that's empathetic.
So Ryder is in SBs today. He's going under he was in my thing my stream last Friday as well, under that bad scorned or whatever the name is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they're trying to pretend it's not him, but it's him. Like it's literally him. You can tell by the way the things he's saying, all of it. There's just enough evidence in my mind that that's him, and I don't care what anybody says.
You're talking about the SB chat?
What's
When
that?
Ryder came in as
Yeah, like that. And
Yeah.
bad scorned or something like that. Anyways,
Yeah.
he when he got to me in SV's chat, because he was kind of going after everybody, he said one of the comments was, are you scared for your brother, Spider Dog? And I'm just like, I didn't even respond to it. Like I said something else, but I didn't engage that comment. But I was just like, am I scared for my brother? Like, what is that veiled bullshit?
Yeah, what is he trying
Chris?
to? Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not, but like that is so fucking lame, dude. Like that is so weak. Whatever it is you think you're doing there, you run around as yourself and play like you're this big like moral hero, but then when you're playing this like sock account, you're gonna say stuff like that and whatever. It's just you're so lame, man.
That's the thing about that. For me, it's the same. Like, if I go in Todd's chat to call him an asshole or whatever, it's going to be just Muckster saying it. Well, actually, I think it just comes up as Muckster 57. But anyway, people,
It's you.
there's no doubt about who's saying it.
Yeah.
And to me, that deal with Chris with his 4 socks that he admitted to a while back, I got 4 socks now. And then a little while ago, he says, well, I only have 1 sock, you lying piece of shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the same kind of a pussy move as Todd talking about basketball Americans and bagels and stuff like that. Just fucking be honest about yourself. Say
Yeah,
the
man.
fucking words you want to say, Todd. Put the
Stand
fucking
on
white
it.
robe on and quit pretending. And Chris, just go in the chat and use your name that everybody knows you by and be a fucking man, even if you're going to be an asshole of a man.
Well, here's the thing. SV like blocked him on his channel, like his actual
Yeah.
thing, because he was being a jerk off, right?
Wait,
so-
no, you wait, no. Do you know why? Do you know why he got blocked?
I thought it was just he was being obnoxious.
No. I got the story on this by seeing him on Todd's channel. They blocked me for telling the truth.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah, of course. My mistake.
yeah,
My mistake.
No,
Yeah, of course.
I was in Josh's chat that day, and it was because
Yeah.
Chris came in, was doing the typical thing of going, I don't care if Josh is talking about Ernie or whatever. We're all here to talk about me, and we're going to talk
it's all
about the kids. And Josh was like, "No, forget it."
Yeah, we're not doing
I
that.
will let you continue, but I just wanted to say, Taylor Swift had the best video ever. Whatever.
Yeah.
No, but I've said it before. The only he was blocked in Josh. He was timed out in Jeff's. And he's like the only person to ever have that happen in those channels because
Yeah.
you know very well about Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
They do not block or time out anybody.
No.
So that just shows what a jackass he is.
And that's where I was like, so that happened to him in SVs. So now he's in SVs under the sock account. But last Friday, he comes into my stream with that same sock account, and it's not him. Like, he's not blocked on my channel. You can come in, and I have no plans on blocking him yet. But it's just like that. That's just lame. Like, why didn't you come into my channel just as you? And you have to come in under the sock account or whatever. It's so lame. Just stand on who you are. I mean, I've said it before. I have one other account, and it was my original account under my name that I had. That's like attached to my, official email address and my official name and the whole thing like that. But then when I made this account, it was for my like other D&D stuff and painting and art and stuff like that. And it was Spider Dog out of the gate. So, and then when I started getting into everything, it was like, I just became Spider Dog. Like, it's who I am, like my character, and I don't use that other account. The only thing I use that other account for is to see if Spider Dog has been blocked sometimes. Like, I used to do it for Todd's because I'm like, am I blocked over at Todd's? I can't tell. And so I check it out and like, oh yeah, I'm blocked, but I don't use that account for anything. It's just sitting there. So yeah, there you go. I have two accounts, but I go everywhere I go, I'm Spider Dog. I'm not going to play that game. I hate that shit.
That's all right, Spider Dog. That's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, has no character. Yeah. Spider Dog has all the character. I'm not sure about that Ryan guy.
Yeah, and when he came in today and in the chat, there's even some responses because it's so fucking, it makes me laugh because I remember having these talks with Josh when I was still like being able to talk to him over the phone, and I would tell him, dude, like, why do you let yourself get distracted over people when they start coming in like that, and it's like, I get it, he just has to like fucking like. But that's just it though. Like fucking Todd, Chris, they talk a lot of shit, but I don't think they would confront it. I honestly don't think they would confront it. That's why they talk big shit on the internet, and because they're so like fucking lame and old and shit, they think that those fucking like those old internet threats mean anything to anybody. You know what I mean? Like I remember I used to say shit like that like on AIM when I was a teenager, you know what I mean? Like tell me about your sister. You think she's okay right now? Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's all bully shit and it's all stupid, but it's like how dumb do you think fucking we are? You know what I mean? Uh,
You don't really want an answer to that, do you?
well, I'm not saying you to me, Muckster. I'm saying I'm talking in general, him to the general audience. God damn it.
I
Well,
mean,
that's how much.
I'd rather people come in and say what they want to say in my chat, and as long as you're not breaking TOS, you're not talking about kids, and you're not calling people pedos, I don't care. Come into my chat, say what you want to say, scream, yell. I mean,
Up and down?
if you're gonna be a absolute obnoxious prick, like I don't know, like going above and beyond just to be absolutely disruptive, then maybe I'll make a decision on you, you know. But other than that, I don't care.
Spider dog, more like spider pussy.
Yeah. Spider
That's
monkey, spider
Yeah.
pussy, spider
Oh,
cat, spider. Yeah.
That's like with me, you know. The one day I heard it was like Finkel and Todd and Jism, that Jism guy.
Mhm.
They're all like talking about like Fuckster
Mhm,
and I
Fox-
think
I hear that one.
Muckster and stuff. And I'm thinking, guys, people stopped trying to insult me that way when I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
And you're doing it now. And you're, it's like, how can you possibly think something like that is going to bother me? You
Mhm.
know?
Well, and actually, like
uh,
Fuckster's pretty cool, really. I
Yeah, I
think.
actually like
Yeah.
Buckster. I think
Well,
I
I'm
was
glad,
telling him that.
I'm glad somebody likes him. But I was going to say, the other thing that drives Todd nuts about Jeff, Josh, and Killa is those guys, they hardly ever mention um, being monetized. I mean, they are
Yeah.
monetized, and when
Yeah.
people donate, they thank them, but
Yep.
they never say, hey guys, I'm setting a goal, or hey, I need more money if I'm going to keep doing this for you, or any of that stuff. And it
Yeah.
drives him nuts that they make 10 times as much money as he does,
Yeah.
even with
Clue,
Finkel.
cluing.
Well, I'm
Mhm.
look not to fucking make excuses for that asshole. But I think I see when I see Todd on live, he reminds me of a Twitch streamer. Now I don't know his history of the internet. Does anybody know if he started on Twitch or he started on anything that's similar to Twitch? Because
I know he was on Periscope. I don't know where he was before that, or if he was anywhere.
Because normally Twitch streamers do set
Mhm.
goals, but there's a reason why they set goals because they actually play games that people are interested in playing, and they actually
Yeah.
have real skill in them. So
Oh, is that what?
they'll set their goal like I'm gonna make like 3 levels today, right? But I need you
Yeah.
guys to stick with me, and if I'm gonna do this for say 6 hours and show you like how to get through this game or whatever, you guys are gonna have to like pay for my time, and that's pretty much how Twitch streamers run their thing. Now it's evolved
Mhm.
into other things, but that's what that type of streamer that's that type of I want to say vocabulary that they use. That's the type of vocabulary that they use.
Yeah. And then
I
it's like
didn't.
for also for
I
like
was
Twitch
just.
streamers, it's like if they're like for gamers, like sometimes they play one particular game for a bit, but they're like they know the crowd wants to see this other game, and they'll be like, look, if you want me to play that other game and whatever, like just shoot me some money so I can go buy it. Like they're buying content for the people who like them, right? And
it's different. It's a different type of asking. It's still it's on that borderline, right, where people kind of sometimes feel it's icky or whatever. But that's why there are certain streamers, certain platforms that have a certain type of like way of doing it, right?
Yeah.
So you can tell it's coming like from YouTube, it's coming from like different, the worst are the people who go like on Instagram Live or like those like Bigo apps. I don't know if you heard of those.
Yeah.
Like those are the worst. They're like fucking like they're straight up just saying fucking gimme to the camera.
TikTok. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even know that's what Twitch was. Was people watching?
It started out as a gaming like a platform for gamers to like show their, them playing, and it still pretty much is, but there is some other stuff on it now.
Yeah, it's evolved like everything else. It evolved into things.
Yeah. It's like Discord. Discord was pretty much for gamers to be able to talk to each other when they were like, as they were playing games, multiplayers and stuff, but then it evolved into what it is now. Like, I mean, you can have a Discord for anything now. So
that's what I remember back when I was doing more gaming and stuff, that there was a platform called Xfire. It was like one of the first where you could have the chat in whatever game you were playing. So you could have like, I'd be over here playing Halo and I could chat with somebody else who was over here playing Neverwinter Nights or something,
Yeah.
So I could see that if that's what that sort of thing was about with Discord and that.
Yeah, Dr. Phil is saying, I'll give Todd credit today. He was explaining a strategy while playing Magic on Subpar, why he did a certain move, even when he made mistakes. And here's the thing, like back like last year, whatever, a while ago, Spartan and I were in his gaming chat one day, and we actually started talking to him about gaming. I was talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and Spartan was talking to him about Magic for a second, and for a moment he totally got into it. He was totally like engaging us on that level of like games. We're talking, it's a gaming channel, we're talking about games, but then after a little bit he kind of realized it was us again, and he flipped, and it was like all of a sudden we were, pricks and assholes, and he didn't want to talk. He had to like turn it into that, and it was like, this is your problem, dude. Like literally, this is this is your gaming channel, but you turn it into politics and like the drama and all that stuff. Why don't you just make it gaming? Like talk about gaming, get into the gaming. Oh, there's Spartan. Yeah, it was hilarious. He snapped. Like it's just people. If you're calling yourself a gaming channel and people are going to come to it, that's what they expect to see. Not you watching Flecka Talks or some bullshit, like it's gaming.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. That would make total sense if his Subhuman Gaming channel, if that's all it was him sitting there playing that game. And like Phil said, especially if he sits in and he's saying things like, oh, I'm going to play my wizard card here. I don't know anything about
explain
MTG,
it.
But I'm going to play that because that'll counter his rogue or, however that stuff works. And he would probably, if he would just stick to that, like you said, instead of showing those other videos or talking about, he'd probably build that channel up into a regular thing.
Totally. There's people who want to play these games, like who maybe want to play Magic and have never played it, like in real life, and maybe they want to get into it through playing the online version first. Explain it to them, tell them what you're doing, like promote the thing that you're playing. That's what gamers on Twitch do when they're really into a game. So like some gamers on Twitch only play one game, and that's the only game they play. Like and so therefore they tell you about everything, they explain everything, and that's their whole persona. They're the Call of Duty guy or the whatever the game is, right? But just engage people on that level, and then they know what they're coming for. But if you go, oh, this guy's playing Magic, I'll watch him. Why is he talking about like black people like this? It doesn't make like
No, I could see that if I started playing a game like that, I could see finding a channel like that and getting tips in on the strategy,
Exactly.
And then I could go out.
That's good.
Then I could go out to the game store and kick a bunch of 12-year-old asses.
There you go.
But it all goes back to what we were saying. He doesn't want to be true to himself. I think in some degree, he feels some sort of shame for liking to play that game, and I think that's why he fucking he does that fucking like kind of passive. I'm playing this game, but I'm not really playing it. I'm just here doing this because I want to be on stream, but bored or
On
whatever.
stream, yeah.
And it's like no, dude, you like playing that fucking game. I think what did SV say? He spent like $1,000 on Magic the Gathering. I'm like,
But you,
He got like $500 worth of cards the other day. He said.
Yeah.
They said.
that's fucking crazy, dude. I don't think I paid that much for my PlayStation, like, and my like 2 digital downloads that I had on it when I did buy it. You know, like it's like, what the fuck?
Mhm.
I actually fucking don't even feel like going. If I ever get back to having enough money to buy myself a console of some kind, I don't think I'm gonna do it because it's like fucking like they're so expensive and like fucking like I don't know. I'm okay. I think I played every game that I wanted to play. And I'm okay with hearing about them later, like watching the FMV here and there, you know. But that's it, you know. Like I don't need more. But $500 for a children's card game, I don't know how it sticks around.
Well, he calls it an investment because he's plays the whole thing of like there are cards when you buy a whole fresh box. There are cards in there that are going to be worth more than the rest of all the other cards. There's common cards and uncommon cards. The uncommon cards are the ones that people will go to game shops and pay like premium money to get because they want to put them in their actual deck, right? And so Todd thinks he's gonna, buy these boxes and then like make a mint off of the uncommon cards that he gets. And I mean, maybe not. It's all a crapshoot.
Yeah, I think that's just what he says. Like everything else, that's just what he says. Like, oh, for sure, I'm gonna mint this one out, and I'm gonna do all this work that I don't intend on doing. With this car out there and all the fucking shit that he got to his front yard, fucking waiting for him to fucking get around to it because he never gets around to it. But it's like, dude, like, come on, man, like, like that stuff is fucking crazy, bro. Like, I don't know. I honestly think that he, in you know how they said if Muckster ruled the world or whatever. If Todd ruled the world, everybody would love Magic the Gathering. That's all we would do. Everybody would stay at home playing, and he would be the best player.
I'd put my money if I was gonna put my money into stuff like that as an investment. It'd be Lego. That's what I put my money into.
Well, I was going to
Lego
say,
only goes up.
if you're going to collect shit, you want to do it like, God, I forget whose channel I was watching, but there was this Star Wars nerd who has all kind of the little figurine.
Oh,
But you collect
meet him.
it. You collect it because you like it,
Exactly.
and you might go like, oh, I got a deal on this C3PO. People are asking, $25, and I got it for $24.50, whatever. But it's because what you like. If you collect shit like that, thinking you're going to make money on it, you're pretty much always going to be disappointed.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, people have like huge collections, and they look at it like, if I sold this collection, I'd get like $20,000 for it because they figure they spent about 14 for it, and they think it's appreciated to about 20,000 now. And that's just not how it works. Each piece if you sell a collection en masse, you can expect to lose. Like you'll get 1/3 of whatever you bought it for.
I will tell you.
The only way to make your money back, let me just say this. The only way you'll make your money back with a really like specific big collection of stuff is if you sell everything piece by piece to the right collector. That's the only way you'll make money. If you try to sell like a whole collection in one shot, you're going to lose money. Guaranteed.
Well, my nephew was like 12 years old when the first Star Wars came out, and he was collecting stuff. And that's if you buy things before people realize that it's going to be something. But so he did like 2 years ago, he sold a whole bunch of stuff and managed to pay for a semester of his son's college.
Yeah. Huh.
You know, because he had a lot of that stuff that was, like,
Yep.
oh, the $12.99, and now today, it's 240 or something. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I have stuff like that as well. Like I have stuff in my collection that I paid $9.99 for, and now it's worth hundreds of dollars. You don't know exactly which pieces are
Yeah.
necessarily going to do that. Sometimes you do. The longer you collect something, the more you kind of get in tune with like,
get the
oh,
feel
this is
for it.
gonna, yeah, this is gonna be a piece that's gonna actually hit with the other collectors down the road. But
Well,
you
a lot
still
of-
can't guarantee it.
A lot of times too, it'll be the shit that nobody wanted when it came out. Like
Exactly.
if you have,
Absolutely.
like people are going, Jar Jar Binks. I don't. No,
Oh,
Dad, don't buy
tell
Jar
me
Jar
about it.
Binks. I don't want
Mhm.
Jar Jar Binks. I hate
Mhm.
Jar Jar Binks. So nobody bought Jar Jar Binks. So
Yeah.
now, 20 years later or whatever, there's very few Jar Jar Binks out there, and people are going, I'll give you $500 for Jar Jar Binks.
You
And
know
I
what?
don't
You're
know
absolutely
anything
right.
about that, but
No, you nailed
okay.
it. You picked the right character. There are figures out there now of Jar Jar Binks that are extremely valuable because
Yeah.
people didn't want them back in the day, and if they did, they just kind of got trashed and like they weren't taken care of and that type of thing. I'm not joking. There's literally
Yeah.
ones out there now, and that's all because the character was hated when it came out, but then the kids that watched that and loved those movies are now older and they want like the perfect edition of that thing, of that character, because it was made for kids. It wasn't made for
Well,
adults, right?
that's the thing too. See, I liked Star Wars. I didn't buy the stuff, so
Mhm.
I don't know, details of that market. But I've collected stuff, and yeah, the best collectibles is the stuff that people liked when they were a kid. And
Yeah.
now that they're like 30 years old or whatever, and they have the money,
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, did you see that Lego Millennial Falcon? I always wondered that when I was a kid. Millenniums.
Mhm.
I don't want to drive you crazy.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sitting there going, millennial. It's not fucking millennial. It's a millennium. Anyway, that's how I used to like to say stuff to people who were really nuts on stuff to,
Mhm.
things like you'd be talking about Star Wars and you go, oh yeah, dude, live long and prosper.
Yeah.
That's the wrong damn show. That's
Yeah.
That's terrible, Mux.
Well, now for me being older, like the fun that I have is going to antique places and looking for stuff
yeah.
that's like super old, not just Star Wars, but just like for just really old things. Like that's more enjoyable than trying to keep up with the modern collecting of stuff, because it's just you don't even you can just buy everything off Amazon now. It's not even you don't have to hunt or anything. So
I think the point you were trying to make, fired out about the fucking collectibles and shit like that, is that you collect things because you like them, like Muckster was saying, and you don't do it because you're trying to make money.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you take care of them because you like them, and then eventually they come out, giving you some cash. It wasn't what you were looking towards to do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about how Todd saying, oh, I'm gonna like mint these cards out or whatever, stuff like that. That to me, like, you don't start off with the idea that you're gonna sell them, and I think it fucking muddies that up. It makes it so that's what makes those things like it makes it so hard to trust anything nowadays. I mean, I when it comes to like celebrity memorabilia, I've seen so many instances, and I work security too, where these fucking dudes will wait in the airport for a celebrity to come out of an airplane or something, and they'll be right there with like 20 pictures of the same celebrity and be like, could you sign all of these? And they're like trying to just to get away from them. They'll like sign like a couple of them and just run,
because they know anybody that's doing that's because they're gonna then go home and put them on eBay immediately. It's not like they're actually a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a whole box full of like autographed movie and TV scripts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
When
Cool.
I bought them, they didn't cost much. I have no idea what they're worth now, but But
It
yeah,
all
I was going to
depends.
say,
$10 for all of
you
them.
know what? You know what? To sum it up, all you got to know is if you collect what you like, you'll never be disappointed because you're
Exactly.
not going to, like 20 years later, you're not going to look at your Wookiee figurine and go, man, I spent $50 on this and now it's only worth 30. No,
Yeah.
you're going to look at it and go, oh man, this is that Wookiee I got when I went to that yard sale that day, and I love the Wookiee. It's
Yep.
because that's you got it because you liked it and you
Yeah.
still like it, so it doesn't really matter that
And
much.
and the way I also work with my collection is like I know the pieces I have that are worth money. I keep them for myself if I want to keep them. But if there's
Yeah,
stuff that I have that it's like, I'm just bored of it or whatever, I'll sell
yeah,
it and then I'll buy other things, not necessarily I'll just buy other things with it. Like it just goes back into stuff that I think is cool or I want or whatever, right? It's just like it's a cycle of things. Like there's always a buyer out there for something. And even if I don't make the money back that I spent on it, oh well, that's the bit of the loss. But if I'm not enjoying it, I get rid of it. Simple as that.
and
Yep.
yeah, Kelly, all you have to do is watch Finkel's face. I don't even remember who it was that was up there and said about
Yeah, it's
um
bullshit.
JJ JJ's 3000, but you watch Finkel's face, and when
Mhm.
they say about, well, JJ gave you that 3000, you can tell Finkel did not know about that ahead of time.
Yeah, no, you can see it on his face. The same way when Secret walked him through the docks, him doxing himself, you can
Yeah,
see it in his
yep.
face. Zach
And then
same.
then afterwards, this stuff all becomes,
Yeah,
clickbait and stuff like that. Oh yeah, what
yeah,
I knew all. Oh yeah, we were just leading people down that road.
yeah.
No, I forget what it was that he said or something the other day. I I was talking to Secret and I said, yeah, I spent enough time around him that I know
Mhm,
that
mhm.
that was total bullshit.
I think I'm a pretty good like reader of people in certain situations, and there's nothing about that was like in either of those situations that was him like faking it to make it look
Yeah,
like something. He was full of it. Like he was surprised. He did not know.
Yeah, well, I think he's drinking.
I don't think so. I mean, I didn't know him when he was drinking, but I am almost, like,
I don't
let's
think he
say
is.
83.26% sure
Oop, that's
that
pretty
when he was drinking, he was an asshole.
yeah.
And
I
he's
mean,
not.
worse than now. I'm talking about. I think he was like one of, well,
Well,
like I call people like that drunks rather than just alcoholics.
well,
I get the
I,
feeling he was too. So
I don't think that because obviously, he knows that if we ever catch him drunk, if we find a way to catch him drunk, that's gonna be, like the worst for him. But I think that he's smart enough to know not to be sauced when he's on. But I also think
No,
that
no,
fucking
no, no, no. You're way off.
no.
No, because Jerry, he's an alcoholic. I mean, he
Yeah,
might, he might like if he was going to drink, and he might go, well, I'm not drinking online, but he once he started drinking, he wouldn't be able to control it.
yeah.
okay, I get what you're saying. I totally do. But given how fake Finkel has been and how much he's proven to me that he's capable of lying about anything,
Mm,
I'm really not starting to. I'm really starting to. Uh, I don't think that his AA stories are as true as he makes them out to be, or his alcoholism to be something as true as what it is anymore. I,
yeah,
I'm almost to the point where I think that everything he's put out there is to gain favor with people. And so since he's played it up so much, he knows that he has to go down that route. But I don't. I honestly, I'm starting to doubt whether he ever even went to AA.
yeah. I can see your point there too. It's like once somebody proves themselves to be a liar, then you have to doubt anything they've ever told you.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly, I don't think he's drinking. I think I agree with Spartan. He's replaced his drinking with bullshit, and I do think the accident that he had fucked him up. Because he lost his girlfriend, he had the accident,
Yeah.
and everything just kind of went sideways. That's what it looks like. That's what I saw happen. So, I mean, who knows? We have no idea.
Well, and one reason I would think he's not drinking is because I think the whole thing of the way he treats money is
Mm,
him getting that same endorphin rush that he was
yeah,
looking for, you
yeah,
know. And that's why he's so goofy with money is because he gets that charge from it. By
yeah.
it's just some kind of fucked up strange psychology. I don't know.
Mm,
It's so different for everybody. Because I mean, for me, like I'm a recovering alcoholic. I have no desire to drink. If I was to have a drink, I wouldn't. I don't believe I would be like, "Oh, okay, that's it. I'm going back to drinking." It's just my
Mm.
mind just isn't in that place. But I literally just don't want to drink. And I'm lucky that way. Because I know some people struggle really hard. They like they can't even be around people who are drinking. Like it's that bad. I don't have that. I don't have that at all.
uh, did you see Spartan's comment?
But this one,
that that was the addiction I had to kick.
oh man, I've seen
Mm,
people, yeah, especially like old ladies with bingo and stuff that they will spend $100 trying to win 50.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now I won't even like before I couldn't even walk into a liquor store without walking out with a whole bunch of fucking scratchers. Now I'm like fucking like
Mm.
I don't like I like you said, Spider Dog, fucking you have no like that want to
Hmm.
have a drink.
Hmm.
It's the same thing with me. Now they just did like fucking like little color, cardboards up there, I'm not
Hmm.
even worried. Like there's even still people from like my past that'll catch me like in my own neighborhood, and they'll tell me, "Hey, look, I finally won on this one." And it's like, damn, you're still doing that? Like, wow.
Yeah. And
Well,
don't get me wrong, I love whiskey. Like I love
mm,
whiskey. I love whiskey. I think about it. Like I just oh man, to have like a shot of whiskey. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But I ruined it for myself. I did too much, and that's the way it is. I've accepted that, but I love it, and I can admit it. Like that's I think part of the thing is like it's I enjoy that self-deprecating like loss sort of thing. Like I can't do it because I fucked it up. I messed up my ability to have a shot of whiskey and enjoy it. And it is what it is. I had a lot of shots of whiskey, so I think I'm done. It's okay.
so my history with gambling, as far as what I call it, professional gambling or whatever, not you know, not sitting around the kitchen table throwing dimes and quarters in, but actual. I went to Atlantic City 3 times. We went on bus
Oh,
trips.
watch out.
The first time I went down, I won $1,200 playing blackjack. And on my way out, I hit a slot machine for, I think it was like $50 and 50-cent pieces or something.
Mm,
The next time I went, I won, I think it was like $700 playing blackjack because I can't sit there playing those slot machines all day. I got to play it. The
mhm,
third time I went down, before the free lunch buffet, I'd already lost the like $450 I went with. And it's the last time I went. But as far as I was concerned, I still had the Tropicana's money because of the first 2 times. I hit them for like 2,000. So it's like, okay, you got 400 back. That's the last time you're going to see me.
mhm.
No, that's not being
Uh,
that's being smart.
Spirit, to answer your question, and for anybody else who didn't hear early on, I think it was over Zoom or whatever, that Finkel's, the judge dismissed the charges without prejudice, which means it can be refiled, but the judge just felt Rabbit had not presented enough to keep going with it, but it can come back.
Yep.
Yeah, well, my history with gambling is I was in the casino so goddamn much that I got a job there.
Yeah.
True
I'm a
story.
long-time poker player. I've been playing poker for, I don't know,
Mm.
25 years now.
Oh yeah.
I've had good runs, I've had bad runs, but I've always been really good at just walking out when I'm not feeling it, type thing.
I-
I've never like overplayed and like, you know, destroyed a bankroll or whatever.
When I went to Atlantic City, I stood there the one time just looking at the poker room,
Mhm.
and I so wanted to go in there, but I thought, I have a feeling these people aren't going to be like the people that I play with around the kitchen table. You know what I mean?
Nope. Nope, they won't be. They won't. They're waiting for you to walk in. Is what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some guys like you in there as well, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of people in there just waiting for
Like
fish to come in.
the
for
old-
sure.
The old saying that if you look around, you can't tell who the sucker is. It's you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
So I stuck with blackjack because I felt like I had control over that. And I know it sounds stupid to think you have control over any game, but
Hmm.
you know, you're not really playing against anybody. You're playing against the house, but really you're playing, you know, I look at it as playing against myself. I'm sitting there going, yeah, this time I'm going to go ahead and hit that 16 or whatever. You know, it's like, anyway. I was that first time because I was only, what was it? I can't remember if they had $2 or $5 tables, but I was doing so good. I noticed after a while the one, what do they call them, floor walkers or whatever. He
Yeah, the
came over
floor
and
boss.
yeah, he was standing by the table for a while watching me.
Yeah, they want to see if you're counting cards.
Yeah, because I wasn't, I go on instinct sometimes. You know, it's like,
Yep.
okay, I know the odds are against it, but damn it, I have 17. Give me a fucking 4, you know, and it's like
Yep.
it paid off for me so that guy stood there for about 20 minutes, and then I think he thought, no, he's just a lucky bastard.
Yeah, they're trained to like figure out if somebody's just having a run or if they're counting cards or
Yeah,
whatever's going
well,
on,
I mean,
you know?
counting cards is just really just memorizing cards. So you can memorize cards if
Yeah.
if you don't want to look like you're counting them. You just memorize how many face cards you see.
Well, that's what I mean. That's
go
what
from
I mean
that.
about counting. It's just some people are
Yeah.
extra good at it, and if the casino knows
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're extra good at it, they'll move you off a table. They'll tell you that's it for
Yeah.
tonight. Off you go. And then a lot of times nowadays they ban you from the casino if they know you're that good.
The people who get caught counting cards are usually people who are just like bank robbers or anybody else. They don't know how to okay, I did good this time, then let's just leave it alone, let's use this money for as far as it can go and then stop. No, they just want to keep going and keep going and keep going. So that's how they get caught,
Yeah, exactly. You make
it's-
it too obvious.
and especially now that these casinos have that face recognition. It's like if you've ever been caught doing anything at a casino and they took your picture or they saw you on camera,
Yeah.
you're never going back into that casino without being red lighted. They'll catch you in like 2 seconds. You can't even be close to those buildings.
Yep. Totally.
Did you happen to see, by the way, this was a couple of months ago, I think the civil rights lawyer might have covered it, the guy that got arrested for having outstanding warrants when he went into the casino and the AI popped him up, the face
Yeah.
recognition.
Yeah.
And he showed ID and everything, the face recognition was wrong.
Yeah.
But-
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay.
But they hauled him in anyway, even though he had like valid ID and stuff. There's like, no, the casino would know more about it than you do. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. The last time I worked at a casino, their face recognition was pretty on point. I don't know how it is now. I know that Walmart and stuff like that got that kind of system not too long ago. But yeah, I remember how quickly it would light up people that had just got into our parking lot, and we had like kicked out, and it was like automatically, it was just like we'd get the call from the visual guys and be like, all right, we're gonna go see these guys, go look at them, and sure enough, it'll be a guy that we kicked out like 2 weeks ago. Like, why would you come back here? We know that you cause like a big baby tantrum and you're coming back here. Why?
Well, it's like, what's the worst that can happen? They tell you to leave. I didn't know they did that now, Spartan. They would just switch out the shoes a lot more often, so it'd make it impossible for anybody to keep track.
They got the shoe and then they got the machine. The shoe is usually, if you want to be a you want to feel like the odds are on your side, you go with the shoe, but I don't think it matters. But both the shoe and the machine get fed 3 decks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why I like poker. It's like every man.
I
for
like poker
themselves.
too. If
It's like,
I mean, playing at home, well, yeah. First of all, playing blackjack at home is a lot more boring than poker.
yeah.
But yeah, I like poker. Like I said, though, I had no confidence in playing it against people who really knew what they were doing. You know, I was playing poker for money, nickels or whatever, when I was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, we learned early,
Yeah.
I was playing pinochle, penny a point, when I was like in junior high, and I was playing against like my mother's friends, like
Yeah.
full adults. So yeah, it's amazing that I am not a gambling alcoholic, gambleholic.
Yeah, I love poker. I mean, I have a group of guys. We play monthly, but we used to play a lot more, like weekly. And then, I mean, I used to play tournaments and cash games and stuff when I was younger. But now we just play kind of like turbo tournaments. Like we'll do like 3 in an afternoon kind of thing. It'll be like $10 to start, and then like maybe you get 1 rebuy for another $10 throughout the game. So, if there's like 6 guys playing, there's a little bit of money at the end of it.
What games do you like to play?
I mean, we play Texas Hold'em mostly, but like I'll play. Sometimes we switch it up. Like we will have a dealer's choice, so whoever's the dealer can call like Omaha or like whatever, like 7-card stud or whatever kind of thing, whatever the game somebody wants to play.
Yeah, obviously when you play tournaments and stuff like that, it's always going to be Texas Hold'em. But for me, I like, if I'm playing, just sitting there playing, for fun, not funsies, because that's not fun. But yeah, I like good old fashioned 5-card draw or 7-card stud.
Yeah, I like them all, but Texas Hold'em's sign of the like sports car.
Give me Hold'em, no limit.
Days.
Hold'em, no limit.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what Dr. Phil's talking about. The 3-card poker is fun. I mean, it's a fun heart attack. You could win a lot or lose a lot, but fucking when you feel like, damn, I should play this more often. But then when you lose, you're like, damn, why am I playing this game at all?
Yeah, I like Omaha. It's really challenging though, and you got to be really disciplined to play Omaha, because it's like you got to know, just get out early, because especially if it's like player limit on betting, it's going to be dangerous.
No, he doesn't.
Todd likes war.
Todd does not like war.
Like Crazy Eights. I like Crazy Eights.
Yeah, we used to play. We used to play that all the time at in
Mhm.
study hall in junior high. That was the
Mhm.
big game, Crazy Eights.
Yeah. Spartan knows. Omaha is fun as
One
hell. It is.
one card game I never learned how to play was bridge.
I've played it here and there. I know it, but it's
Isn't it like
it's
Pinochle?
fun.
It's similar because, like, as far as what I know of it, that you have like your trump and stuff like that. I'm sure if I'd ever knew bridge players, I could pick it up pretty easily because I've played
Mhm.
just about anything else that has
Oh yeah,
a
it's not crazy
deck of cards
complicated.
with it. Yeah.
I don't know. To me, Pinochle, bridge, anything past spades is like you just want to get into higher math, like calculus and stuff. I'm good with algebra. You know, spades is my algebra, and I like to stay there.
Yeah. It's funny, Lola. I couldn't even think of why, but when he mentioned Omaha, in the back of my head, I heard someone going, Omaha, Omaha. And I thought, is that from a movie? What is that? Now I realize, yeah, quarterback.
Was that his audible call?
Yeah, that'd be whatever. I mean, whenever they yell stuff like that, it usually means, like when they're in the huddle and they say, just simple, we're running it up the middle. And they get up to the line and the quarterback looks at the defense and it's like, oh, I think that guy's going to be doing the middle blitz. So then he yells out Omaha, and that means, okay, we're switching to the lateral around the right side.
Mm.
That in basic terms, that's what's going on when they yell like that at the line.
Yeah. I know what an audible call is. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
I played football
Well,
before.
I don't mean to be condescending. You just never know how much people know. You could be talking to someone like Todd, who obviously doesn't know a fucking thing about the game, but pretends he was some sort of All-American.
Well, to be fair to
And
Todd,
Spartan says his grandma used to play football. What the fuck?
Did he say he played football before?
Oh, yeah. Where's the other cards, right? It's like, wait a minute, I don't have any sevens. There's no fun. What the kind of deck is this?
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
We used to play a bunch of euchre in college, Georgia.
Oh, definitely Mexican football is different, but you guys call it soccer.
I think in Mexico they call it sumo.
Look, if I have to hear any more mockery of my love of sumo wrestling, I swear to God. I mean, did you guys see the Paris tournament? You guys should have seen the Paris tournament, dude. That shit was awesome.
No, I did not. Did not see it.
Just check it out. That's all I'm saying. Give the fat guys a chance. They're good.
Do they have sumo tournaments outside of Japan?
Yeah. They had like a big, almost like a kind of like a world tournament. It's nice. It was cool.
Actually,
I mean, of course.
The first time I can remember it was you or Ariel who said something about the championship in Paris. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was just joking about it. And then it's like, oh, they're having the sumo championship in Paris.
Yeah, weird, crazy. I had no idea.
It is the first annual. They did this is like they're feeling them out over there. But it was good. I mean, I don't like. I get it. It's not fucking like the thing that you're used to watching. But like, I think I don't know. I just like I think they're very athletic. They're and it becomes kind of like a when you really see a good match. Like you see a good match where they're really like trying to push each other out. Like you see the skill of these big guys that fucking know how to use their stomach and their fucking hips to throw somebody out. It's awesome. Like I'm like, damn, like that. that
I
big
get it.
dude fucking moved real fast. It looks crazy.
My thing is, I've seen it, and it's you watch a couple and you say, oh, that's cool, but after a while, for me, it's like, okay, two fat guys running into each other. It's not like it's not like watching football or somewhere. It's like, oh, he threw a long pass. It's like, no, it's always just two fat guys grabbing each other's belt.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
like saying when
you
I
know,
watch
you
basketball,
don't
I see
you don't hear one of the fat guys coming up and looking at the other and going, Omaha, and something exciting is going to happen. It's no, we're going to grab each other's belt and try to push you out of the ring. But first, what we're going to do before we even do the exciting stuff is we're going to be over at the side throwing salt in the air and dancing up and down. And we're going to go through this ritual 50 times. And then we're going to have a 10-second match of two fat guys grabbing each other's belt and trying to throw them out of the ring.
Is it salt that they're throwing or rice? I thought it was rice. Is that racist?
Wow.
No, I'm serious. Is it salt? It's salt.
Huh?
Are they throwing salt when they're doing that thing?
It's more like sand, but like it's
okay.
It's for grip. It's like when you put the fucking the powder on your hands when you're gonna do gymnastics or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's all for grip. And the thing is that like that your description of what sumo wrestling is like if I said football is just a bunch of guys trying to tackle each other and trying to get to the side of the field. Like there's way more nuance to that sport than that. And
that's what I think it is, but that's just me.
And you know what? When you see, sometimes you think you know what's gonna happen. You see like a real big dude, and you think like he's gonna beat that little guy no problem. And you're like, man, this is terrible. There should be weight classes and all this stuff. And in your head, this is what you're thinking, right? Then all of a sudden, the little dude will do this whoop whop move, and you'll see the big guy just fucking roll out of the ring. You're like, holy cow, how the hell did he do that? And most of the time, what's cool is that like the older guys, the guys that are that have been in the sport for a while, they're never worried about how physically imposing the other guy is because they know how to get like they know how to make that person's weight work against them. It's I don't know.
I get it. It's like any sport. Like you're gonna have guys that are, pros. They've been doing it for a long time, and it's there's always gonna be some skill to it, right? For sure.
All right. Okay. Maybe I'm a little bit too passionate. All right. Maybe it's a little bit of a thing for me. I'm sorry. I happen to be a fan. Okay.
So, Joe, you went from talking about working on your car to I got a short, and I thought, oh shit, what did he do? Put the spark plug wires on wrong or something? Then I realized you were talking about getting into spider shorts or something. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause that kind of a ruckus. Fucker growling at me. I make a stupid joke.
I think it was my chair.
Oh, I thought it was Jerry's dog.
No,
I'm almost gonna fall. Yeah.
I forgot about your chair.
Yeah, it was my chair. You gotta oil it up.
And by the way, Joey, I hate two things on what you working on your car. The first thing I thought of was I hate when I would do stuff like that when you'd be at the end stage of whatever you're working on, you'd go, oh wait, that nut was supposed to go on first or whatever it is. And the other thing I thought, you're doing it all wrong anyhow, because from what I've seen from experts on YouTube, you're supposed to have your wife do things like that.
Especially if you're chair bound or something like that.
Yeah.
Put your chairs together.
Okay, folks, we're setting a new goal right now. We need 10 donations of 50 cents. And then we're going to need an extra $14 in shipping to send Spider a can of WD-40.
Mm-hmm. I got some. I just got to remember to do it. I got multiple cans. Because, sometimes you forget if you have some because you only used it every so often. And I'm like, do I still have a can of WD-40? So you buy another one and then you go to put away the can of WD-40 and you're like, oh, I had another can of WD-40. I see.
I was just remembering when I was a kid. And I mean, I'm sure WD-40 was around, but I can remember a lot of guys having these, Tin Man oil cans.
Oh, yeah. I know those.
And I'm hearing in my head that like,
yeah, the click.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used to like
Canada
that
has
shit.
girl brake cleaner now. Get out of here. We have WD-40. What are you talking about?
Is there a bad WD-40? Wait a minute, isn't it like there's only one WD-40, right?
Well, there's also stop leak is the same stuff, but you got to watch, folks. If you're buying WD-40, you want to make sure it's made in America because the Canadian WD-40 is actually only like WD-28 because of the exchange rate.
I don't even think they use numbers anymore. I think it's like 2 letters, Muck. I think it's like WD like PP or something like that.
JB80.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now. Yes, WD-40 is slightly different in Canada compared to the US due to stricter environmental laws. Though the final performance remains the same. The difference: Canadian regulations require aerosol lubricants to have a volatile organic compound (VOC) limit of 25% less. As a result, the Canadian formulation uses between 50% and 70% aliphatic hydrocarbons, whereas traditional U.S. cans typically contain a much lower percentage of these compounds but have a higher VOC. Okay, so ours is a little bit more environmentally friendly.
So thank you for confirming us right.
There you go. It says, despite the change in chemical makeup to comply with the rules, the WD-40 company ensures that the Canadian formulation is just as effective and delivers the same iconic performance.
Or so the Canadians would have you believe.
I've never had a problem with that.
WD-40 is different in Canada. What's that all about?
Come on, Muckster. Come on,
I'm
Muckster.
American. Sorry.
That's their word, Muckster. You can't use the word of boot. That's their word.
Hey,
how about if we?
At least we're not killing our whales and shit.
Yeah. How about if we can we say things like if Jerry doesn't shut up about Suno, I'm going to put a boot up his ass.
Yeah, you can say that. It works.
No, he can. You can. Oh, come on, Mux. Jeez.
Exactly, Spartan. Yeah. He just sounds like one of those guys like at a flea market going, oh, no, really, the WM40 is just like WD-40. It's just that I make it in my garage and put this label on it.
Yeah.
Liquid Ranch, that I was trying to think of, yeah.
Says the guy who remembers the clicky oil cans. Click, 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 click. Yeah, I remember the Wizard of Oz, Muckster. Remember the Wizard of Oz.
Hell yeah.
Oil can. We would walk among the flowers for hours and hours.
Hey, you got your response right there for killing whales.
Hey, maybe that's what Spider's chair is doing. It's calling whales.
Maybe
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's
it's
right.
like that Star Trek movie. It's like
It's
talking to the aliens out
well, it's
there.
interesting. Your chair calls whales. I used to have a chair that would call scotch. Never mind. Sometimes they're just for myself.
Yeah, that one's over my head. I don't get it.
As long as you're laughing inside, Muckster, that's all that matters.
You're going to be laying in bed tonight and you're going to go, oh, whales. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. It's because Charger put we have Florida and California. I'm all like, yeah, we do, Charger. There's nothing wrong with that. Definitely.
I was talking to my sister on the phone one time and she said, oh, I hear sirens. And I said, well, watch you don't crash on the rocks. And she was like, what? And I said, give it time, you know.
Yeah.
And I swear it was like 3 months later, her daughter was doing some kind of school report or something. I guess they must have been reading the Odyssey or something. She's like, oh, hey, I get it now. I know what you were talking about with here the sirens and the rocks.
Way to go, sis.
Muckster, you forget that you were a librarian, right?
Yeah, but I knew this shit before I was a librarian. and well, yeah, but you want to know the reason why? It's got nothing to do with being educated or anything.
Oh,
I spent a lot of my life watching game shows, so that's why I have all this like trivia in my head, but I know nothing useful.
I think that's even a game show line. I feel you on that. I think a lot of the stuff that I learned early on from elementary, I learned from Family Feud.
Yeah.
Well, see, okay, well, this is the difference between us, Jerry. You were watching Family Feud. I was watching Jeopardy. You know, it's a little different.
Well,
I was going to give you credit and say it's because you grew up when like people still read books, but whatever.
Hey, my mom liked to watch novellas at the time Jeopardy was on. Okay, I had to watch what I could watch.
Actually, I always was a big reader.
I figured. Yeah.
I was one of those people that you'd see walking down the street reading a book as I walked.
A dork. Yeah, we get it.
Mm-hmm.
No, so you were that asshole that wasn't looking up before if there was phones.
Hey, I figured if some car hit me, they got what they fucking deserved.
That's big guy though.
Look what you did to my hood. Yeah, well, that'll teach you. Don't be driving 15 miles an hour down my street.
Jody D says Canada has girl brake cleaner now. Laugh my fucking ass off. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave if that's the way we're gonna do things around here. No, but seriously, I gotta go. It's that time. The time has come.
Yeah.
Do.
I figured unless everybody abandons me, I'd just go to 9:15. That's when Jeff is supposed to start.
Yep. I'll be back around later.
Which means I'll see you around 9:35 when Jeff actually starts.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody have a good one. I'll see you later. Goodbye, chat.
Yep.
Later.
Hey, are you going to make Fridays a regular thing, or is that just sort of a...
that's my plan. No, that's my plan. That's my plan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my plan.
I'll make my warm-up act a regular thing then too.
Yeah. Okay. And if I don't end up doing it, well,
and now we'll just be leaving people cold.
There you go. Okay, I'm out. Bye.
Get lost. Jesus, I thought he'd never leave.
You know, I think you say that with everybody.
No, try to. I try to get it in before they actually leave, you know.
I catch it sometimes. I catch it. I'll delay my leaving just so I can catch a little bit right before you're gonna say it. No, like he said it. I was gonna react to before he said he was gonna leave. I was gonna react to Spartan's I graduated from Snapple Cap University, dude. I fucking that was my fidget spinner before people had fidget spinners, dude. I love those caps, dude. I wouldn't even drink the Snapple. Like I would sometimes, like because it was hot, I would drink it, but like I didn't even care for it. I just cared for that little fucking just fucking with that goddamn cap. I don't know, like fucking damn, I'm sorry that I'm pushing so much, Muck. Working on that. But like I could like it's I just had to every time I would see us, especially those old like glass bottles, I had to like hit that cap, dude. Damn.
Jody girl. My niece in New York, when she was younger, I don't think she's as bad now.
Yeah.
She was one she always like her clothes all had to match and stuff like that. She was very kind of OCD about that stuff. But the one time my sister took her and one of her friends shopping, and on the way home they stopped at a 7-Eleven or someplace like that, and the girls both got Snapples, and it was like whatever it was, like Snapple lemon raspberry or something. And they go up to the counter, and the lady at the counter says, "Oh, I've been going to try that." She says, "That's a brand new flavor." She says, "Is it good?" And Mary, my niece, goes, "Oh, I don't know. We never had it before. We just got it because the bottles match our outfits." And the lady looked at my sister, and Barb just like nodded, "Yep." they, they chose the bottle so it would match what they were wearing.
Sadly, I know people like that. That are still like that. Like, yeah, it's strange. I don't know. Like, I have a strange relationship with very
Oh, hey, see
diverse
you,
people.
Karma. Well, hold on.
Like,
So,
very-
see you, Karma. Thanks for coming in, Karma. Go ahead.
Yeah, bye, Karma. Yeah, I have a very like it's weird, but I do I have this a friend who's real like, and I'm like, these are people that I don't have on my phone or anything, but we do see each other because we know each other for years. We'll be like, hey, how you doing? How's your kids, whatever. But I recently ran into one of my friends that's like, he's so like, he's always been one of these vain guys, you know what I mean? Even to the point where you would think that he was gay because of how like, how nice
Effeminate.
himself,
Oh.
But oh no. but yeah, he doesn't leave his house unless everything matches. Like he doesn't go out or anything. So sure enough, this time that I saw him, he was out with his kids, and they were all wearing the same outfit. Well, in it all looked the same, like it all like matched and everything. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, like I don't know. I've never like lived with him. I've known him for a long time, but I've never lived with him. But I'm not like, he must be so anal to live with him. Like, like, God damn, like those kids, I bet they're like fucking like, why do we have to wear this shit? They probably don't even care. They're probably gonna be like fucking when they grow up wearing nothing but like shorts and sandals and shit. Like, God damn, dude, I'm seeing these fucking 12-year-olds fucking they got hair gel, they got better haircuts than fucking most of the people in the store that day. I was like, wow. I was like, I mean, this thing didn't even care. They just want to go get dirty.
So Peace. I went to 2 different schools after high school. I and had various majors. I worked all kinds of different jobs. And then one day I was hanging around the library and they said, "Hey, do you want a job? Because Nancy's quitting." And then after I was there a while, I thought, this is what the fuck I was supposed to go to college for. And I never thought about it, but because I used to always love to look up information. And I really should have gone and gotten a master's degree in library science and been a reference librarian because I'm totally happy. And of course, you don't have that much anymore. Now everybody just Googles shit. But man, I used to love when people would call the library and say, you know, can you find out this? What is this school's mascot, or who was the guy that? I mean, that was like my thing, and I wasn't smart enough to study it in school.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's one of those things that like my the people that were born in the years that I was we kind of have that like that halfway. I know the type of like librarian you're talking about, and then how people like don't use librarians now. Because I do remember like I wasn't that old, but like I do remember like when I had to go get a book for the library for whatever reason, like like a book reporter or whatever. Um, like the librarian was more involved, way more involved. Like
yeah,
hey, I'm looking for this. Oh, you're looking for say you're looking for something in fiction. Or do you like science fiction? Do you like like they would be so much more involved, and then they would try to teach me that stupid card system, which I never could get. I never could get, but I wasn't paying attention anyways. But they would always try to teach me that card system to try to find the books. Okay, whatever. But then like maybe like about I want to say right when I became like a junior in high school, like that's what the librarian just was like, just this person sitting on a desk, checking out a book or checking out other things because there was more things to check out, like videos and DVDs and stuff like that, And basically, they were just a cashier because they would just be sitting there waiting for somebody to come to them and just check them out. That was it.
oh yeah, yeah.
But all that, like like oh, like could you help me find the book and stuff like that? They'll be like, oh, just go to the computer and like type in whatever you're looking for, and it'll show you the the aisle that it's in. Yeah, that's pretty much all I would get. And like I said, the librarian before and the librarian before the new ones that had came in because they were all young people afterwards. But the lady that was there before was like there for like years, and she knew everybody's name, and she remembered the last book you took out, and it was crazy. I wonder if she died or she just retired. I don't remember.
So Joey, I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to do, but I think a lot of people use CapCut, and I'm sure there's a free version. If you go and play with that, and you load load your pictures in, and then if you want, you can put like music behind it. Play around with it some, and like I use Mavavi, but I think it's a little harder for people to learn at the beginning. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what you're trying to do, but yeah, if you're trying to upload like a group of pictures, if you use an editing program like that, then you make them into a slideshow or you make them into a video and then upload that.
Well, I just speak passionately about things. Okay, I just have passion when I speak about things. Doesn't mean that I have a fetish for it. Okay.
Well, you know what? One thing I decided after working in the library for about 150 years is I watched a lot of kids come through, and I decided it doesn't matter what people read, or especially kids, as long as they're reading. And I was like, the perfect example of that to me. There was this girl who used to come in all the time when she was in high school, and she'd come in the summer, and all she would take out is those Harlequin romance novels. They're
Oh
like the real cheap kind of pulp kind of thing.
yeah, like the ones you can buy at
And
CVS now.
you would think, that I mean, it's fluff. There's no a lot of people would like try to steer, kids like away from stuff like that. There's nothing you can get out of that. Well, that girl is a oncologist now.
Oh,
She, she went to college. She became a doctor. She specialized in oncology. In the summertime, she gave her brain a break and read that fluff. So you can't, like I say, you can't judge people and that kind of thing. Some I've actually knew librarians who would not let kids take out certain books because they don't know this isn't right for your age or this book's no. It's like no, let kids read whatever it is they think they want to, and
That's
oh
exactly what I
yeah,
mean. That's exactly what I mean by the librarian being so involved, because like
yeah,
the lady before, like if say you said, oh, I wanted to I wanted to get a book for a book report or whatever, and she'll be like, oh, so what grade are you in, and do you want, like, are you into science or are you into like fantasy or
mm,
whatever, and then you be like, you tell her the things that you kind of like were kind of interested in, and she'll be like, all right, and she'll take you down one aisle and she'll think, oh, well, this book is good for you, and then if you saw one right like off the corner of your eye, you say, hey, what's this over here, and then she'll look at it, if you would think that it was like around like something that you could like, and there's nothing inappropriate in the book according to what she would say, she'll let you take it out. But if it was something that had something that she felt was inappropriate, and it was her opinion, it was, I don't think there was a like some sort of like rules or anything that she had to follow, because I just think she knew what books had what, right.
yeah,
Because I remember there was a little controversy with her and my cousin because she wanted to get Angela's Ashes
mm,
when she was still like a seventh grade or something like that, and she wouldn't let her check it out. Uh, which I'm with you, Muck. I say, like, read whatever you're gonna read. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But
yeah.
but that's me already at this age, But yeah, I don't know. That was just the way it was at the library at the time.
I always remember another kid. He was in like sixth grade, and he took out this book on the Boer War, which was in Africa, um, and it was like 800 pages long. And I kind of like thought, I was like, "You sure you're gonna read this?" But I didn't. I thought, hey, let him take it out, and if he decides it's too much for him, what's it cost?
Right.
Well, he renewed that book a few times, and when he did finally bring it back, I thought, now, did this kid really read this? And I was asking him a couple of questions about it, and then he's telling me about how Winston Churchill was a reporter and he was captured for a while and going on. It's like he really did read this. This is kind of like the story of the oncologist. That
Yeah.
guy, well, the last I knew, for all I know, he could be retired by now because, again, this was 100 years ago. Um, he was a history professor at some university in New England. I forget where, but he got a PhD in history. So, again, if I'd have looked at him and said, "Oh, you're only 12 years old, you can't take this book out," I'd have been like, stunting his progress or however you want to put it. And yeah, Joey, what Phil said, Phil knows that stuff more than me.
I'm really good at doing prompts. I'm definitely not good at finding the right AI for them.
I know a lot of people use CapCut. That seems to be a good one, and they pretty much all have free versions. It's just that a lot of times you can only like a free version will only let you do so many seconds or whatever. They won't let you do like a full 3 minute video. Or,
I don't know. I've been doing prompts for somebody where I use the AI on my browser to make the prompt, and then I send it to them because I couldn't get any of the AI generators to like it was either. But then again, I should say this. I should preface with this. I'm not using anything that I pay for, so I think that's what makes it even harder because you have to shorten it up. It won't do big prompts and stuff like that. So it's been a team thing, right? Where I'll create the prompt, I'll send it to him, and then because he's got a paid AI thing, he'll make the video or whatever. They come out pretty cool. And I like I don't know, I don't remember if it was you or Phil who had said this on one of your streams. But the more you get into it, the more like you start like wanting to perfect certain things. So like at first, like I went through the motions with the prompt where like it's basically instructing me on how to use it. Now I'm skipping. I realize that I'm not even going through certain menus because I want to get to certain things that I know are going to be like they're not going to come out right if I don't like specify certain things. But yeah, it gets you get it's kind of fun, it
Well,
gets yeah, it's
there's
good me over
also
that stuff.
there's also a difference between using AI and using an editor. Like he said he was, trying to like upload something with some pictures. If you're doing that, you take an editor and you put the pictures together in it. Like say you want to show people, um, your dogs, and you're going to make a slideshow of your dogs. That's just you're using an editor for that, and
Right.
you can put the pictures of your dogs in there, and maybe put a song behind it or whatever. The AI is what you use when you put a picture of your boxer in there, and then have it stand up and get into a boxing match with a kangaroo. So
Hmm.
it's like you're doing two different. And my problem with audiobooks is ADD because I have enough trouble when I'm reading a book and I have to go back and read the page over again because even though I was reading the book at the time, my brain was actually thinking about what I'm going to be doing tomorrow or whatever. So with audiobooks, it's basically like me sitting here with Jerry right now, is
Yeah.
I only hear like a half of what he says. And
Yeah. I got you. We're the we're the same. Like no, look at it this way. We're the same.
oh, you know, what my sister used to do. She used to tell me things twice. She'd say something like, "So me and Mary went to the mall yesterday. Me and Mary went to the mall yesterday," because she said I only heard half of what she said. So this way, if she said it twice, I'd hear what she was talking about.
Yeah. Well, one of the big gripes that I had early on with a lot of like like especially girls that I dated would be like, how come you're always going, huh? I'm like, I'm sorry, it's not that it's not, and like and I would always be like apologizing. I'd be like, it's not that I'm not paying attention to you.
Yeah.
it's just I'm so easily distracted. You just gotta but don't worry. I'm there. Just keep going. Like and even if you think that I haven't like that I didn't hear the first part, I'll catch up. Don't worry.
It's cool. It's cool, piece. Yeah. Well, I've told this story before, but I'll tell you this is the perfect example. Oh my God, I'm really behind on the chat. But anyway, perfect example of what I'm like. When I was in college at one time, I went down to this one. We had these suites. It was like 5 bedrooms around a common living room. So there was like 10 people to each suite. And I went down to this one girl's suite. When I went in, the one girl saw me and she goes, "Oh, Muck, come here. I want to talk to you." And she like drags me into her room. And I thought, "Oh, this is looking good." And yeah, it wasn't. And she said,
Oh,
and she starts off with, "Why can't guys just be faithful?" or something like that. I thought, "Oh, shit."
oh,
So
fuck.
talking to me. She's talking to me about problems with her boyfriend that she was semi living with. And I mean, I hung in there for a while. And then pretty soon, you know, she's talking and my brain's like, "Ooh, I think they're having sloppy joes tomorrow. I love their sloppy joes." And whatever. And I'm just thinking about stuff. It's like, "Oh yeah, I I told Cosmo that we'll go and then we'll get some beers and play poker tonight," or whatever my brain was doing, right? And then all of a sudden I heard her say, "Now I'm sorry I got an abortion for him." And it was like a needle scratch moment. My brain went,
Yeah.
What?" And at a time like that, you can't stop and go, uh, wait, I missed that. What were you saying? It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's why after that, that's when I thought. At first, I thought I'd be a terrible therapist. Then after a while, I thought, you know what? Maybe I'd be perfect because people would talk to me and they thought I was listening. I was really good at pretending to pay attention. And I think a lot of times that's all people want from a therapist. And like, you'd
That's all
come
I
in
want from
for
anybody.
45 minutes, I'd charge you $350 and not hear a word you said. And then at the end, I'd say, now here's what I want you to do for next week. I want you to just draw a picture of how you feel about your mother. And they'd think it was some kind of brilliant psychiatrist thing, and I'd be making a lot of money and never have to really listen to people's problems, which, is another goal in my life.
Oh, you're terrible. I just it's I think that's the first that first feeling of like wanting to do therapy is knowing what a relief it is to be able to talk to somebody without the restrictions or without anything like holding you back. It feels good. It feels good when you can be open and honest with somebody about anything, whether it be your shit or whether it be something that's bothering you and stuff like that. And so if somebody's not paying attention and they can not make you feel that they're paying attention or not paying attention, it's just as good. It's just as good if they were listening, because all you really wanted to do was talk. All you really wanted to do was let it out. I think that's the start of it. I think that's the start of like that I want to fix myself moment. You know what I mean?
But that'd be the thing, like if we were actually like talking in person, and you'd sit there and you'd drone on for 45 minutes, and you'd walk away. You'd walk away and you'd be like, "Oh my God, Muckster's great. He just listened so well." And and you'd probably even be thinking, you know, and what he said made a lot of sense, and you wouldn't realize that I hadn't said it. It would be just that I nodded when you said it, to be like, "Oh man, yeah, thanks a lot. You really helped me out there." It's like, no, I was actually sitting there trying to decide if I had enough hamburger to make chili when I get home. But yeah,
And you know what I honestly I've been both. I've been both. I've been the person that's fucking yapping, and I don't think the other person's paying attention. But I don't get mad at them because I've had people yapping at me, and I'm just like, yep, yep, But hey, if it helps, it helps. And like I said, to me, it's just a matter of being a shoulder, right? Just an ear. You don't really have to be there. And most of the time, they don't really want you to give them feedback.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, they just really wanted to like be heard.
Yeah,
And that's it.
and Phil, that's what my editor will do. That it'll cut pauses out. I don't use it that often. But I'll tell you, when I first started doing videos, and I was doing a lot like now, like that thing I did about Finkel last night. I just do it live. I would like record something like that and then edit it. And the best advice somebody gave me the one time that when I first started, and this friend I had, I showed her a video, and she was the kind of person that actually told you what they thought.
Mm-hmm.
And she mentioned about me like saying a lot and that.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that, you don't realize it. And so then the next video I did, I put it into my editor and I went through. I swear to God, it was like a 17-minute video. I went in there and I cut out every place where I said or and it took it down like at least a good 3 minutes. I cut out of that video. So after that, whenever I did those and it's actually easy to do because when you look at the little, when you look at the audio, and you see the spikes, the little oscillations and stuff, you can actually see all those little uhs in there. They're easy to find. But anyway,
Yeah, and they're getting easier than that too. Like now once you find the thing that you want, you just kind of like search tool it inside of it, the actual editor now, and if that, like that similar spike comes out later on, it'll just find it down the road for you. You don't have to go like looking for it, like for each one and shit. Like, and these editors are becoming like way easier to work with. But I like you. I wanted to do like more recorded stuff and things like that, but like I don't know, like I just feel more comfortable firing up a live.
well,
I don't know if that's laziness or if it's just because I'm in more of a comfort zone when I feel like I'm just talking.
I was going to say it's definitely easier because you just come. The problem is it's just like that video I did last night, and as soon as I stop it, then I'm sitting there going, "Oh shit, I meant to mention this too." So
Yeah,
like if
that's
you
true.
pre-record stuff, a lot of times you can go back and stick
Add
stuff in there
something,
that you
yeah,
missed, and or you cut things. A lot of times too, I'd do that. When I'd go to edit it, there's times when I would cut out like a full 20 to 30 seconds because I think you really didn't need the story about the bicycle or whatever it was.
yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, that's right. That you do end up with a lot of gristle, I guess you could say, when you do a live,
Mm.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, it's something, but sometimes in that spontaneity, you get gold. Sometimes,
Mm.
you weren't even trying. That's kind of what I'm proud of is those moments, but they're few and far between. It's not like that's not gonna happen all the time. Uh,
I think a lot depends on exactly what you're doing. If you want to, I mean, obviously doing this stuff, it's live, it's interactive and all that. But if you want to do something about an issue and, it's like something you think is important and you want to make sure, you're conveying something to people, the best way to do it is a recorded video that you can polish up, and make sure that you're saying what you want to say and you're saying everything you want and you're going through and cutting out all the times you said fuck because that gets distracting, whatever.
yeah, no, and that's just I like I'm really trying to get the f out of my vocabulary, like my regular lingo. I'm trying so hard, man. But the thing is, it's because um, it's just
It's because you spend too much time around your mother and that's the way she talks.
No. Yeah, and you know what's hilarious? You know what's hilarious? I should be around my mother more because she is the only person. She is the only person who will keep me from like cursing up a storm like I normally do.
Uh,
But it's just that only my mom and my grandma were the only people who would keep me from actually cursing. My uncles never did. My grandpa never did. Even some of my aunts, it was even kind of like encouraged when I was younger. And so it just became very difficult to like express myself without cursing. But the first problem I ran into when it came to my cursing was school, because like
oh, yeah.
I would be in school talking like I'm on the streets, and I'll talk and I just had that comfortability to just like to like talk like that. And my teachers would come and tell me like, what did you say, things like that, and I would be like, what? Like, what is your problem? I said fuck. Okay, who cares, And they'd be like, oh, here I go to the office again. but but yeah, but it's been something that like, and then I'm thinking, okay, when I get older, I'm gonna mature, and like I won't be like, I guess I won't be saying that word so much or whatever.
But it seems like every single thing that I got into was like so profanity laced, and then like all the my favorite movies are full of profanity. It just became a
Mhm.
thing, you know. And I never really like I never really felt like uncomfortable doing it until I kind of started like realizing like you know, like I see people's like faces and stuff like that, you know. And I get that sometimes, you know, like it some people can be pearl clutchers or fucking like fuddy duddies or whatever, you know. But at the same time, I know that you know, like uh I gotta tone it down, you know, like in some settings it's just not appropriate and shit like that, you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Like
That's the thing.
see, I just threw a shit without fucking needing to.
Yeah, that's the thing is like knowing your audience. You know, it's I always say stuff like you say about talking around your mother. My mother, do you know what the S word was for my mother was stupid. Um,
Oh yeah,
you know, that was to her that was like a bad. She hated for someone to call someone stupid. So forget about shit or fuck or even damn or whatever. You know, you just didn't talk that way around her. And my father worked construction, and you know how construction workers talk. But when he came home, he didn't swear. You know, you just have to be aware of where you're at all the time. You know, that's
yeah,
like you say about movies. I always thought, it doesn't bother me to watch a movie, obviously, where somebody's swearing, especially if it's a movie about dock workers and they're swearing, it makes sense. But then if it's a movie about, somebody studying to be a nun and the women in the convent are all saying fuck this and that, it's like, no, that's just, it doesn't sound right, you know?
yeah, yeah. No, yeah. Was it? I think it was the I think it was the Godfather that they said that they tried not to they try not to curse too much in it or something. But yeah, like the movies I used to watch like on repeat, and mostly because I never took the video back from the rental store. Uh, like with Scarface and like like Goodfellas and stuff like that, you know.
Mhm.
So you know, it was just a thing, you know, like and I don't know. I guess it made me feel like I could I could conversate with adults like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I don't know. I like, you know, it's just something that recently I don't know. Like fucking like I hate myself that I can't go like a minute without saying fuck or shit.
That's what a while ago, I realized I was starting to get kind of bad with it. I've backed off a lot. I still swear a lot, but you know, I kind of I stopped myself from getting to where it's like it's got to be in every sentence, and you know, something in my throat.
Are you good? Get it out. Mm, you had a good Frogger in there. You okay there, Mux?
Yeah,
All right.
I just I had some crackers here, and
A little dry, huh? Yeah, yeah, man. I'm working on it though. I'm working. I'm like I'm trying to like not do that. And you see how this is what happens. You see what's happening right now, where my my speech becomes kind of like it gets paused a lot. I'm overthinking the slurs coming out, so I'm literally like stopping them at the door. So like that's where, like, you know, it makes it frustrating. Is he starting now, or
what?
is he starting? No, he's got 11 minutes.
No, it's still like over 11 minutes. I just went over to see, and then I thought, oh, I might as well just bring it up in here. And let's see, I did hit the like, and I'll put it on live, and boom.
I wonder. I wonder if Tiffany's getting tired of all that.
I imagine. I think Tiffany is like a lot of us and wishes Ryder would just shut his mouth. You know, the thing I always remember from a couple years back, the one time they came out of a hearing, and I think it was like a custody thing, and it obviously had not gone well. Okay.
Mhm.
And they came out and got in the truck, and right away, Ryder goes live. And Tiffany, he had said, well, I really don't want to talk about this right now. And Ryder sat there talking because in his mind, it was like, oh, she doesn't want to talk about it, but I'll talk about it. Where pretty much any other guy, well, let's say most guys, because there's a lot of guys that are just as stupid as him. Most guys would go, they would take, it's not just that she doesn't want to talk about it, she doesn't really want to deal with it at the moment. And dealing with it also means not having to listen to your boyfriend sit 6 inches away from you telling the world what just happened. But it didn't even occur to him to think about her because he just has to be out there, hey, everybody, look at me, and I'm going to tell you everything. It's like, so yes, I'll bet you she gets tired of his big mouth and having to deal with all the backlash of people calling her names and stuff just mostly because they hate him.
Yeah, that's like I was thinking to myself because how that wasn't Chris at SV's live this morning, and then of course SV throws out the Tiffany comment just to get at Chris, but how quickly she came on, and then I started noticing how she kind of like she's interacting with everybody or whatever, saying hi and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, like, this is where I think that it's starting to do that turn, you know what I mean? But this is like that natural turn, I think. Like, unlike where this is where like how I separate people like Finkel and somebody who's normal. Like people don't do 180s, right? It's a gradual thing. It's a thing where like, okay, I see people's points and I'm getting there, but it's difficult to say split up from somebody that you care about. And I don't care
Yeah.
how much you disagree with somebody when you hang out with somebody, when you're with somebody for a long time. It's difficult to break away just to break away, right? And especially if you really feel like that person is your friend or you care about them. So it's like the gradual turn is what everybody does, I think. And I think that's what's happening with her, is that like I think she understands, like the things that everybody sees, but I think it's difficult for her to break away since her and Chris have been, Bonnie and Clyde this whole time.
Yeah, she obviously sees something in him that we don't.
No,
Another,
I honestly think that she has every single point that we've made about Chris, and I think she knows what it's about. That's why she, because the whole Tiffo stuff, right? The whole like people insulting her and stuff like that. I think that's why it's still dismissive towards her, because I think she understands like now where that's coming from. Now, of course, there's other people who take it a little bit further, talking about her kids. And I don't know about all that, you know what I mean? But that's that's not my beef. I don't care about that stuff. Like I didn't want to know about it. But I honestly think that if there was like if there was like an actual crowd, if we were actual people going to like a place to meet and stuff like that, yeah, they would not be together anymore. That's just my feeling about it. I think it's the isolation, the not having the actual physical people around for that to happen. But I think it's gradually happening, and I think that I don't know. I'm just, this is my speculation. I could be absolutely wrong. I don't fucking know shit.
Well, you know, something else that I remember watching that just so typical Chris. Tiffany and Nikki were going to do a show together. They were going to do it like either like every Friday or every other Friday. And they were going to do like an issue thing, you know, like this week we're going to talk about flock cameras or, you know, whatever, something like that. It would be some actual issue. They'd research it and then they would do a little
Yeah.
podcast about it.
Yeah.
Well, the first week that they did it, there's Tiffany and Nikki. They were a couple minutes into it, and all of a sudden, you hear Chris's big mouth. Oh, hey Tiff, I can't. What channel are you guys on? I can't find the channel. Come on, he couldn't find the YouTube channel. And then a little bit later, he's like, "Oh, hey Tiffany." He could not let her have a moment. He had to make sure everybody knew he was there. And I remember there were even people in chat besides me going, "We're not here to listen to you, Chris." But he just thought, you know, I'm the star. Everybody's going to want to see me. He kept like interrupting, and that's just like, again, as Lola said, me, 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 me.
Yeah. No, that's I think one of the most tiring things about him. I figured that out real fast. I remember he got mad and it's someone in my old channel, one of the comment sections, he's having a spur because I didn't let him up on panel, and I was having an open panel type of live that day, but I just remember he came on, and I think this is one of the first Jeff ones where Jeff had came as Dr. Cock
Longer,
yeah. He came in with that account, and I remember I told him, hey, come up, man, yeah, like, you know, like, come up on the panel, and he came up, and probably like the second time he came up, and Chris showed up because Chris was starting to, like, you know, follow SV people or whatever, and I just remember seeing the chat, and my chat was kind of like, you know, like kind of like yours, you know, like when there's like about 15 people, 20 people, you know, like it'll be moving kind of slow, not too active or whatever. But then he came in, and I was just watching paragraphs go by, paragraph. I'm like, what the hell is going on in the chat? Who's writing all of this, right? And I look, and it's Chris, and he's just like talking about all of his stuff, and nobody on the panel, none of us were talking about his stuff. And I stopped, and I'm like, whoa, what is going on? What is all this? Like, you know, like, who is this? And then I looked, and they were like, oh, that's, and then Jeff told me that it's for public safety. I'm like, dumbwaiter? He's like, yeah. He's like, oh, he's here. You know, and I was like, oh shit. And so he starts talking about his case, and me and Jeff are just kind of like, at the time, because we don't know much about his situation or whatever, we're just kind of trying to give him practical advice and stuff. Like, you know, it's like you're associating with auditors. People don't like auditors. You know, that whole thing looks bad. You know, you should you know, try to stray away from that. We're telling them, like, you know, if you're being for real about, you know, this corruption or whatever, report it, but stick with it being, you know, inside of your local jurisdiction. Don't bring it out here. Don't make it that messy, because a lot of people don't care, you know. And we're just giving them real practical advice. And he's just wanting to come on, wanting to like you know, itching to get it. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna give him a link. So I didn't tell him that I wasn't gonna give him a link, but I was passive aggressively telling him that I wasn't gonna give him a link. And so yeah,
and it's in the comment section. Like I said, I just gotta find it. It's difficult for a bunch of videos, but yeah, in there you'll see he's like just fucking going at me crazy, like fucking like I don't even know why I was spending time over here, and I don't even care. All the things that he says, about everybody else, you're irrelevant, and I do this YouTube stuff for fun because I got a business, and just
Yeah.
all the things that he normally says when he feels he's been slighted or whatever. And I thought it was hilarious. I didn't really get upset about it, but man, it's just one of those things. It's like, this dude is like so about himself, and yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
But yeah, I honestly think fucking Tiffany's doing I think she's gonna go heel on him.
well, we used to always joke because he used to come to FMAC a lot, and a lot of times, like it might be me, Ariel, Kellen, whatever. We talk backstage a lot of time after we're done, and the running joke about him is we'd say stuff like, if like we're talking and Ariel said that he went to see his son today, and we went out and we went to this place and we got burritos, and Chris would be like, well, I was eating a burrito the day that Jamie Knoll did this, or whatever you'd say, he'd somehow find a way to make that about himself.
Yeah, and he was really notorious for doing that. I don't even know. See, that's where like fucking like I just don't understand some people's like following, because I don't know. And I get the hate watch. I do get that, but like the genuine people who look at him and say, man, this guy has it rough. Like, yeah, like, man, I want to give this guy money because I feel like, man, he really needs some help. Like, I'm just like, huh? Like, what? Like, yeah, I guess. I can't. It doesn't reconcile in my head. You know what I mean? So it just, I don't know. I mean, and maybe I'm not giving him enough credit for his performance. Maybe it's because I've seen behind the curtain. I don't know. I just know that like fucking like every time to me, from the moment I've heard him, from the moment I heard his first video, without judgment, just hearing it, just watching it, because that's the way I watched auditor videos. I always watch them without judgment because I always want to say, I saw your shit without commentary from any anti-auditor. I saw him like a used car salesman. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard a used car salesman every time he talked. I never heard anything to compel me to believe that he was in any kind of dire situation or that he really needed something from somebody. He was just somebody selling a story to get the support. Now, do I knock him for it or whatever? No. There's plenty of people who do that stuff. There's plenty of people who are performative like that. It's fine, whatever. But the truth is, I don't see how people can't see through the facade.
He thinks he's endlessly, interesting to everybody else.
Well, thanks, Lola. I don't know. I don't know. I hate. I don't know. I'm starting, and you know what? I like laughing at them. I like laughing at people, and I think he's silly and stuff. Like I don't take him serious or whatever. But maybe I don't know. Maybe the empath in me is starting to grow or something, because I fucking like, I don't know why, but fucking like there's a small bit of sadness that I have for people like him. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I wish I knew what it was, because fucking like I don't wish to feel that way for people. Is that like I don't and I don't know, is that wrong? Is that wrong? Because I see, one of the things I admire about Jeff, and you fucking, he hates all the funny shit. He hates all the fucking like the like is that he can carry himself like that, you know. I can't like fucking like I feel like fucking like I need to fucking tell people that I like what they do. I care about them and stuff. And to some degree, I know that hurts me, because most of the disingenuous people fucking will say things like that and not mean it. I try to make it rare and not like, you know, like something that I'm trying to like, oh, I'm trying to give praise to a person or whatever, but I can't help it. And at the same time, it's like, I also don't want them to know that I feel sorry for them either. But I think that comes off as well. Like I think I fucking show when I'm like fucking like being like soft on somebody, or that I feel sad for them.
Well, you should have told me that Secret had gone live.
Do you want to say? Who went live?
Secret Girl.
She's
Yeah.
she's got the fucking the panel bite. She's got the panel addiction.
Yeah. I'm talking. All right. Give me a second to respond to Peace, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Peace. That's why I figured well, that's why I put up on screen. I figured I'll hang here until Jeff's screen starts to move.
She's funny. She's somebody that strikes me as very self-aware. But
What do you mean by self-aware?
like
Because I have a feeling you're using it wrong.
Yes. I'm trying to find the word, but you know what I mean. Like
you mean more like self-involved, or
yes, but at the same time, she doesn't think that she's more important than the story. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she understands what it is being a part of the play and a part of the audience. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Oh, was he? Oh, wow.
I've had him on panel too. I really want to have a panel with Killer Miller. That's he's my actual like fucking like the person I want to have like a conversation with. I mostly because right now I'm just, you know, like I love the way he fucking describes things and shit. And maybe it's the cursing, the cursing I don't know what it is. It's just I ever since I watched his stream, like I'm like, I like this guy, and I haven't he hasn't faltered me yet. So yeah, he's been my target to just have a panel with, just hang out with, not to be all fucking like, you know, talking shit or whatever. I like to see, like, you know, like what his interests are and stuff like that, because it like seems like an interesting person.
Yeah, I don't want to see you hurt, so I'll just tell you right off. Yeah, he's not gay.
What? Oh God! Would you stop it? You know that I have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
God, can't admire nobody now. I thought I had GT once on my channel too. I thought he was very interesting. Again, when he was talking about drones and his MOS in the military, man, it's a different conversation. He is such a different conversation that like ability, his his ability to explain things about the actual job and the things that he did sounded interesting and like engaging. Um, I hate when he talks about anything else other than the things that he knows about. He talks about like all this other crap, and then he tries to be like a journalist, I guess, or whatever. I can't stand that GT. I really can't. But the one that came on my panel, man, that GT was interesting.
I'll tell you, when I was over at Todd's the other day and GT was there, and he kept saying stuff to me like, "No, Muckster, I don't want to fight with you." And that he says, "I think we're friends, and I want to talk, whatever." He was being all friendly and stuff. And then I was somewhere else, and somebody had said about they had kicked GT out of chat, and they said, "Well, I just kicked him out because of the shit he was saying about Muckster." So I didn't see it. I have no idea what he was saying, but it was bad enough that somebody else kicked him out of chat for it. So I don't like people like that that'll say one thing to your face, and then go elsewhere and be like, "Oh yeah, well, that Muckster, he's a piece of shit or whatever." It's like,
Yeah, that's that whole fucking see, like I said, I don't like two things I don't like for panelists or people who like try to run their own channel. One, when you try to talk outside of your lane, which when I mean outside of your lane is like you're not, it's not your expertise, you don't have any experience in it. You're basically just speaking like somebody who watched a TV show. I hate it when people do that. And the other thing is when you're trying to do the Hollywood nice guy shit, like where as long as you're in that person's orbit, then you can be cool with them. But if they have a beef, you have to take on their beefs. You have to be a part of that clique and stuff like that. It's like the fuck, like what kind of weird shit is that? This this internet has like much more like diversity in it that you don't have to do that kind of stuff. Individualism should be fucking like something that is it should be rewarded on the internet. Your individualism should really be rewarded on the internet, but it feels like we use it to click up even more. But yeah, I and he's like that. He plays those roles, and I don't like that. That's the shit that I don't like. Like I said, individually, when I talked to him about something that he knew about, it was a very different conversation. As a matter of fact, he was even less mature in the way he talked. But still, it was engaging. It was interesting, and that's one of my fucking favorite episodes on my channel. Like I'm proud of it because not only did I have a conversation with him, I had a conversation with Master Sergeant Retired, and they were both very interesting. Like smart conversations. That shit. It's one of the things I don't regret about my channel. I would never take back those conversations, but yeah, it is kind of disappointing though to see somebody like that who can be all those things, but chooses not to. Oh well, but that's that's the way it is. That's why, and I think that's the frustration for people like SV, where like I see that he likes people who can be unserious and mock and have fun or whatever, but he also understands that he's not going to give up, being the type of person he's become, I guess you could say, because he like me, I guess, is working on himself and doesn't want to associate with people like that. Are we lagging?
Not that I noticed. Are we?
My thing just got my voice just went weird on the
No, you didn't robot on my end or anything. So Just you.
Yeah, I guess it was just me. Yeah, yeah, Doctor Phil. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. And again, I think when you come on here, you have to be comfortable with who you are. It doesn't mean that you have to like you have to dox yourself, Finkel. You don't have to you don't have to like like put out like I said like leave the real world in the real world. Come in here and be your moniker like Spider Dog. Spider Dog came in here and he became Spider Dog. Be Spider Dog. Uh, you know, and that's my thing. I feel like be yourself, be yourself like you would be, but just less TMI. That's all. Just,
Hey, makes life a lot easier if you're not trying to juggle 5 different personalities.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And and when you're looking just to have fun and not please other people, man, you end up having fun, not being on eggshells and worrying about what is this person going to think about me or what are they going to say and stuff like that. It's like oh well, just like real life, people are going to like you, people are going to hate you. And I find that well, at least I've learned that some people will play up the hatred just to mask the love. You know what I mean? Like they really play up the hatred just to mask it. Like they're really hoping that you come back on. They're really hoping to see you again and stuff like that. And I'm all like, would have been nice to say it when I was still around.
Yeah. Well, okay, Jerry, I'll tell you. I don't care if you come back or not. Who the fuck cares?
I know. You just wanted me to validate your Finkel stories. Which, by the way, when you were talking about all that stuff yesterday, and it's crazy because you know my story. I know you know it, Mug.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I know people. When at the time when like fucking I was persona non grata. I know at the time that people would have thought of me as fucking like hanging on to Finkel like Todd is, and I probably could have. I probably could have if I was the person that they proclaimed me to be. But I just remember his fixation on telling me whenever you need something, whenever and I'm like this conversation I would have it with my mom or my brothers. I don't like this feels really weird coming from some dude that I haven't met in person, and it was like it just something about that conversation really hit home, and I was just like, I'm never gonna ask this guy for money ever.
Mm.
That was like, but I did still talk to him though, like I still had conversations with him, but because I didn't want it to be about that, like I don't know, like something about the way he said it made me feel like bad about it, yeah, and I think I understand why now.
Damn right, Lola. Oh, by the
He's
way,
not. What?
I wonder if we. Let me just see if I can do something quick here. Do. I should have thought of it a little earlier. I'm mostly talking to myself right now. Oh, that's not
I
where I
see
want to
that.
go. There was a do. Never mind. It's 6 minutes long. That'd be pushing it. But for anybody, speaking of FF, there was a new video put up in the Ultimate FF channel today. If you want to check it out, I'd have played it if it was a little earlier. But if Jeff is on his new time, he should be starting soon.
I hope Jeff has a good show today. I'll be watching. Ooh.
Yeah, I like Jeff entertains me.
I don't know. He's so insecure about himself. I honestly feel like he's good. He's good for doing this kind of content. I feel like it's his kind of style. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, and he works well with it. Whatever. But you know, like and no, I'm not saying that because fucking I gave him tips on how to do it or whatever. When he came on with me and did a couple shows with me, when we did a couple together, I just noticed how well prepared he is, how much work he puts into it, and how much knowledge he has on internet shit. Like when he says things like Kino and stuff like that, best believe that he understands what he's saying when he says that. You know, he picks up the lore of a lot of places and he brings them in. And if you never touch bases with those places, you don't know where it's coming from. But man, does he know a lot. He knows a lot about internet stuff. And that's why I thought he was great. He was great as a partner because if I didn't hear something or I didn't know something, he was there with it, and he could get clips real easy. So yeah, he was made to do a show like that. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that he got into a lot of, like, you know, very, very deep pocketed niche, I think he would be more popular. No, not me. I usually watch without interacting. But I'll see you. Hope everybody has a good day.
Day's over here. Yep. Yeah.
Whatever, GMK.
Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and hit the button.
All right,
And
man.
if folks are so inclined, go over and see Jeff, or like I said, Secret's on too. So there are better
No,
shows across the street.
I think today's a
And-
Jeff day. I'm hanging out with Jeff.
Or I wouldn't be surprised if Killa's on now down in Rumble if people want to go there. Personally, I'll be over at Jeff's.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in, guys. Everybody that's left, thanks. Thanks for coming up, Jerry.
Oh, thank you, man. It's been fun.
We'll see you all next time. And to stick with the theme, fuck.
Well, folks, if you like a little crazy in your day, this one's for you. Fuck Finko, fuck Finko. He's lost his mind today. If you like crazy, go his way, but I don't play that way. Fuck Finko, fuck Finko. We're singing bright and clear. If sanity's your cup of tea, you won't find Finkel here. He's talking loud, he's running wild like a